Marinaro, the Sick Podcast on this Tuesday, December 23rd. The Montreal Canadiens went into Boston tonight to play their arch rival, Boston Bruins. A big win by the Canadiens, who didn't score one, they didn't score three, they didn't score five, they scored six. Tonight we saw the Canadiens of the 70s, the Canadiens of the 60s, the 50s, and the 40s, when they used to beat the Boston Bruins all the time. They did a big performance by some of their best players, and they got it tonight. 2 points for Demidov, 2 points for Slafkovsky, 2 points for Suzuki, and 3 points for Lane Hutson, backstopped by Jacob Fowler, who stopped 26 of 28. The Canadiens go into Boston, and they do what they've done to the Boston Bruins for so many years. They beat the Bruins by a score of 6-2. That's the way you go into the Christmas break. We'll break it all down. Marinaro, I'll be joined by Matt Ohayon and Marc Dumont. It is your Habs #1 post-game show in the world. It's the Sick Podcast. We'll be back in 3 short minutes. You don't want to miss it. I'm in one of those moods.
It's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick Podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K, S-I-C-K, S-I-C-K,
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. With Tony Marinaro,
55 seconds left in the penalty, a minute and 27 seconds left in regulation time. Boston 4, Montreal 3. Lafleur coming out rather gingerly on the right side. He gives it into Lemaire, back to Lafleur. Oh!
the sickest Montreal Canadiens podcast.
You're in the ball!
Sports entertainment like no other.
Rejoint, on lui fait perdre la rondelle, une passe devant. Et c'est le dégagement et ce sera la victoire des Canadiens. Coupe Stanley pour les Canadiens. Le 23e de l'histoire.
You found the dogs! John, you found the dogs! He found the dogs! And all together, they worked a young team to the top. And now, a 24th Stanley Cup banner will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens win the Stanley Cup.
Brought to you by Energy Transportation Group. Driven to be different. La Vida Tibi. Embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination. It's gonna be sick.
Marinaro, the Sick Podcast. We are live. Shane Gaumont is there and he's leaving. Thank you, Shane, for all your help today. Happy holidays to you and yours. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. We are back. A huge 6-2 win by the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to tweet out right now that we're live so everyone can watch us. I'll introduce Marc Dumont of Montreal Hockey Now and Sportsnaut.com. Marc, once I tweet it out, if you can retweet it. I'm going to do. Matt Ohayon from Sick Media sporting the stash today. Is that a real one or a fake? Let me see. That is real. This guy's the best. For a second there, I thought I was working with Tom Selleck. Unbelievable. Big win by the Montreal Canadiens. Guys, while I tweet this out, Marc Dumont, give your first impressions of the Canadiens win, and Matt Ohayon, you do the same right after him.
I came in during the intermission. I was saying the Habs need to get back to their game. That's exactly what they did. And we saw their best players be their best players tonight. So Juraj Slafkovsky, Nick Suzuki, we're talking about the guys that you want to see scoring. They were dominant. And to me, this was a statement win. Boston gave it all they had. You know they're going to give it every single time. And the Canadiens responded quite well. So I was actually pretty impressed. And we saw some timeouts, or a timeout from Martin St. Louis. Hey, we were complaining about St. Louis doesn't do in-game adjustments. I thought tonight was from head to toe, coach to player. Everybody played well. And it was a good, honestly, statement win.
This is my analysis of the game. The Montreal Canadiens, after the first period, said, hey, we're in Boston. We're in their home. Let's go into their living room, keeping our shoes on. We're going to kick our feet up on the chair, on the table. We're going to lean back. We're going to go make ourselves a sandwich.
No coasters.
No coasters. We're going to go make ourselves a sandwich in the kitchen. We're not going to clean it up. We're going to, oh, yeah, you got some beer in the fridge. I'll just help myself.
Yeah.
And they just absolutely
stole their lunch there.
Stole the show and stole home ice in Boston. It was really impressive to see, especially after the way the first period happened.
Guys, we're going to take a look at the starting lineup for the Montreal Canadiens, their roster for tonight's game. We found out that right before the game that Owen Beck and Adam Engstrom would be a healthy scratch. Let's bring it up if we can. Sammy Cavallaro at master control. Nick Suzuki in between Zach Bolduc and Cole Caulfield on his left. The second line, Kapanen with Demidov on his right, Slafkovsky on his left. What a game by Slav. We'll talk about him in just a couple of seconds. Phil Danault playing his first game with the Montreal Canadiens, part two, of course, after being acquired by the Canadiens in exchange for a second-round draft pick, a trade that took place between the Canadiens and the Los Angeles Kings a couple of days ago, last week on Friday, precisely at 10:55 p.m., 1 hour and 5 minutes before the roster freeze. Danault had Anderson on his right and Alex Texier on his left, and the fourth line, Veleno had Gallagher on his right, Blais on his left. Defense pairings, Matheson, Dobson, Hutson, Carrier, Struble, Xhekaj, and Jacob Fowler with the starting goal. Dobesh backing him up. Once again, I think everyone knows by now the story with Samuel Montembeault. It was about a week ago that the Montreal Canadiens said, Sam, you are going down to Laval for a conditioning stint. You'll play Thursday night in Cleveland. You'll play Saturday night in Cleveland, and you're going to join the Montreal Canadiens on Sunday night in Pittsburgh. Following Jacob Fowler's 4-0 shutout win on Saturday, the Canadiens told Samuel Montembeault, you know what? Change of plans. You don't have to take the flight to go to Pittsburgh because, after all, you're not going to play in Pittsburgh because if he would have played, it would have been 3 games in 4 nights. He wasn't going to do that. You're not going to back him up either. As a matter of fact, they said, you know what? It's a good idea. Don't travel to Boston either. Stay behind at the Sportsplex Complex Sportif CN in Brassard. Stay behind with Laval Rockets goalie coach Marco Marciano. Stay with him and work on your game. And that's exactly what he did. He was on the ice yesterday. He was on the ice today. The Canadiens guys chose to go with Jacob Fowler tonight. Why did they choose to go with Jacob Fowler tonight? For a couple of reasons. One, they continue to test him to see what he has before they find out what their next step is going to be. And two, Jacob Fowler knows a thing or two about playing in Boston because he played for 2 seasons with Boston College and played some very important tournaments in that arena. Your thoughts on a big game a big conference game, a big division game, the last game before the Christmas break, and the Canadiens gave it to Jacob Fowler.
I think not only is it a vote of confidence, I think what we saw tonight was Jacob Fowler making the saves that, and I don't want to throw them under the bus, but Samuel Montembeault and Dobesh would not have made those lateral saves. We're talking about high danger saves. All we've done all year, Tony, is, it was deflected. He can't stop that. Oh, it was a good chance. He can't stop that. With Fowler, we're seeing him stop those chances. So it's a confidence thing as well. We're seeing it. It builds from the goalie and out. I think right now it's not just that he gives their best chance to win. He instills a level of confidence that every other player on the ice is free to focus on the rest of the game.
So having said that, Matt Ohayon, let's just say that the Montreal Canadiens plan was, okay, at one point, we're going to send Jacob Fowler back to the Laval Rocket. Let's just say they were thinking of sending him back after the Christmas break. Marty St. Louis wants to win hockey games. Mm-hmm. Right now, who's the goalie that gives him the best chance of winning hockey games? It's Jacob Fowler. My question to you is simple. How does he send them down?
You don't. That's it.
Laval needs a goalie.
That's the smartest thing you've ever said.
I know.
That's
thank you.
unbelievable. How did you think of that? You don't.
Listen.
Why did I think of that? You don't.
Sammy,
he's a smart one.
Sammy and Agnello pay me the big bucks for this brain. Okay? No, but seriously, you don't send him down because the plan always had to be fluid.
Yeah.
We said that on Friday. Mm-hmm. We don't think it's going to be fluid because they keep making these statements that Samuel Montembeault is going to join them in Pittsburgh. No, he's going to rejoin them in the new year. No, whatever. It needs to be fluid. Stop putting these checkpoints on yourself. And I know you have to manage him. You have to manage his thoughts and, him as a player, but you can't keep putting these check marks because it's almost like you want Jacob Fowler to falter and send him back down.
Guys, you would have asked me about 4 weeks ago, and as a matter of fact, it came up about 4 weeks ago, and I said, no, keep Jacob Fowler in Laval. You don't want him playing for this team the way they were actually playing in front of their goalies, all right? Anyway, they didn't do it at that point, but a couple of weeks ago, they decided to do it. When they decided to do it, I said, he'll probably finish out 2025 with the Montreal Canadiens, but come January, he's going down to the Laval Rocket. That's what I thought. And sometimes I think that as well because the three goalie system doesn't work
at all.
And let's be honest, do we all agree that Jacob Fowler, whether it's now, whether it's in 2 months, or whether it's in a year, he is going to be the number one goalie for the Montreal Canadiens? Do we all agree?
He's the heir apparent.
Perfect. Yeah, we agree. At that point, do we all agree that one of Montembeault or Dobesh is going to be traded?
Or just left to go by the wind? I mean, eventually, Samuel Montembeault has no value. What you do now is you send down Jacob Dobesh.
A year ago, he did.
A year ago,
he played 62 games, and he helped get the Montreal Canadiens in the playoffs.
But goalies have no value in the NHL right now. You can get a goalie for a half-eaten sandwich and a piece of Toblerone. Like, there's no value for goalies in the NHL right now.
If I can get a piece of Toblerone for a goalie, I'm trading 10 goalies.
Yeah, you want yeah.
Toblerone is the best.
Hey, I mean, I don't see there's no market, and we always knew Montembeault would be temporary. I think he did his job, and now it's kind of like, hey, farewell, thank you. At the end of, you kind of want to move on.
An emotional general manager that the Canadiens have had in the past would probably trade Samuel Montembeault. Gordon and Hughes, they're stockbrokers. A stockbroker doesn't see his stock go down and say, you know what, I'm selling the stock now. You hold on to it, and you make it go up. Just ask my buddy Joe.
But he got burned doing that.
My buddy Joe's here. He invented the stock market, this guy.
But he got burned doing that on Josh Anderson. Remember? He had an offer for him. He said, no, we're going to hold on to him. And then that offer, which was the equivalent of a first-round pick, I verified that. It went away. It just flew away.
You verified that? What, all of a sudden you turned into Grok? That's Grok. He's Grok. He verified it.
No, I have two sources, okay? And one of them is Grok, yeah, but the other one, and he confirmed it. I'm just saying, there's no value right now. What you end up doing is you send Jacob Dobesh back to Laval. That's the only option, right? You're not going to send Montembeault. He's going to get, or unless he gets claimed. Is that where
you would send Dobesh to Laval?
Yep.
Well, who were you sent here by? Le Fils la langue française or what?
Absolutely. No, but here's the thing: is that what are you going to run with three goalies all year and give like Laval is first in the division? Laval needs help.
It's an interesting point. Laval does need help.
Dobesh Pascal doesn't have to go on waivers.
Would love to get a goalie back. However, I'll ask you a question. And by the way, a lot of people agree with what you just said. As a matter of fact, the more I think about it, I almost agree. But I want to play devil's advocate.
Yep.
You send Jacob Dobesh down to Laval, all right? What message are you sending to his teammates on the Montreal Canadiens who probably look at him and say, we need that guy? And don't forget,
you're right.
Don't forget, if you're Marty St. Louis, as much as Jacob Fowler is impressive, do you want to keep a goalie with 5 NHL games of experience here, backed up by a goalie, Samuel Montembeault, who has among the worst goals against average in the league, among the worst save percentage in the league, a guy who lost his confidence out of camp, a guy who has not got his confidence back, a guy who's probably had 2 good games all season.
I think that's too much, actually. You're a little high on that one there.
Yeah. He was good in Vegas.
But here's the thing. I'm thinking stockbroker style. If they're going to keep their control, all their assets, they don't want to put Montembeault on waivers because they're afraid someone will first of all, no one's going to claim him.
He'll get claimed. You don't think Montembeault will get claimed?
It's the same reason, but Primo, they didn't want to put him on waivers. That no one was going to claim Primo. No one's going to claim.
Yeah,
Who's
but
going to
hold
claim
on a second. Montembeault did play 62 games last year. He did help lead the Montreal Canadiens in the playoffs. He was the number 3 for Team Canada at the Four Nations face-off. And Samuel Montembeault is under contract at a cap hit of $3.15 million at the prime of his career. If you take a look at Montembeault's last 5 years prior to this year, there's a progression every single year. Someone's going to take a flyer on Samuel Montembeault.
Well, in that case, your only option is to send Dobesh down.
If you're the Edmonton Oilers, you wouldn't take a chance on Samuel Montembeault?
If I was the Edmonton Oilers, I would have fired my GM 5 years ago and then over and over.
If I was the Edmonton Oilers, I would put my nephew Alessandro Gabrielli in goal.
Yeah, well, then you'd have a good goalie.
There's nothing to lose?
Absolutely. No, I don't think they would. Honestly, every team has too many goalies. There's too many goalies for the spots. The only way you hold on to Dobesh and you keep Fowler in the NHL is to relegate Dobesh to the Laval Rocket.
We have so much.
Laval's first place. We can't forget Laval. They're doing good without a goalie.
Tony, you know what? I don't think a team would take. The only team I think that would take a flyer on him is the Edmonton Oilers because Tristan Jarry just got injured. That's the only.
That's
reason.
why I said what I said.
But
yeah, that is interesting. I forgot about that.
Matt Murray got buried for a reason and didn't get claimed. Back in the day, he won 2 Stanley Cups.
Yeah,
he got buried, and he went down to the AHL, and that was it.
It's a career killer.
Exactly. At a certain point, when you keep Montembeault up, if you play out that scenario where you keep Montembeault up and you send Dobesh down, then you have Jacob Fowler and Montembeault splitting games, you risk losing the team. Like as a coach and as a GM, you risk losing.
That's one of the reasons St. Louis kept putting that vote of confidence back in Montembeault. He didn't want to lose his, and it was too much there. Let's be honest.
But that's it, because at this point, you're siding with the goaltender or you're siding with the team.
But it's got to be a meritocracy.
The team is not feel good when he's in net.
As Bobby says via YouTube chat right now, guys, Dobesh is 12-5. I understand your point. Like Marty St. Louis wants to win games.
Hughes is not going to waive Montembeault. So what are you going to do with Montembeault? You're just going to sit there with 3 goalies like they did last year?
You might.
It was terrible.
You might not have a choice.
I just don't. I see them. Well, you're right. When you said stockbroker.
So you're Marty St. Louis, right? Okay, perfect.
I'm about the same height.
Tomorrow's December 24th.
Yeah.
It's Christmas Eve. The next day is Christmas Day. Then it's Boxing Day. And then on the 27th, the Montreal Canadiens are going to charter out. Guess where they're going to go? They're going to go to Tampa. The Canadiens are going to play a huge conference game, a huge division game versus the Lightning in Tampa Bay.
I want Fowler and Dobesh as my goalies. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
2 days later, the Montreal Canadiens are going to go to Sunrise. They're going to play another huge conference game, and they're going to play another huge division game in Florida versus the Panthers. Who are you going to play? I'm going to tell you right now what you're going to do. You're going to play Fowler in one game, and you're going to end up playing Dobesh in the other. Now, all of a sudden, you're in 2026 for Samuel Montembeault. That's the way it's going down.
I just don't like the idea of having 3 goalies. I find it just ruins everything. I went through that battle where they had 3 goalies for like 5 years, and it was the worst situation. Marco Marciano knows about it. Yeah. He's the one that told me, he's like, never have 3 goalies while he was coaching 3 goalies.
Yeah.
Fresh
FFA says, has Tony really been on for 14 hours? No, I have not. The Sick Podcast has been on for about 12 hours and change now. All right. And Tony has not been on for 14 hours. Tony has been here in the office for 14 hours. So Tony was on between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. en français. Eric Oziel took over between noon and 2 p.m. en français. Shane Gaumont and Cedric Blondin took over from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. en français. Matt Ohayon and Brendan Kelly between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. in English. Pierre Maguire and Jimmy Murphy between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. I was back at 5:30 p.m. with Marc Dumont until 7 p.m. on the Habs pregame show. Marc Dumont, Matt Ohayon, and Shane Gaumont were on the Habs watch party till about 10 p.m. And at 10 p.m., this Habs post-game show started, and I'm back with you two gentlemen. So this is a team effort.
Jeez.
We're all putting in the hours. By the way, Sammy Cavallaro has been at master control since 10 o'clock this morning. And speaking of which, he is the reason why we're doing this marathon telethon or telethon marathon of, you know what, up until 11 p.m. or up until midnight, whatever it is. And the reason why we're doing it is we're also trying to raise funds for Cure SMA, Cure Spinal Muscular Atrophy. It's unfortunately the disease that Sammy was diagnosed with at 9 months old. He was given bad news, as were his parents, and Yellow and Rosa, that he wasn't going to make it to the age of 2. And today, Sammy is 25 years old. He's an unbelievable inspiration. 6 years ago, he was on Yahoo Finance's top entrepreneurs in Canada under the age of 20. He came in at rank number 4 in Canada. And 6 years ago, Sammy opened up the Sick Podcast, and he opened up the Sick Podcast 6 years ago. And 6 years later, Sammy has 27 podcasts across North America. W Sammy in the chat. That coming in from Awesome Sauce David, who, by the way,
And
dropped
Jason.
by to see us earlier today. He is the son of Vito from Bob Leroy. They dropped off some amazing submarines and Philly cheesesteak and pizza. They are in Vimo Laval on Boulevard Lenac in Laval. Go check them out. It's an unbelievable spot. I love their subs. Now, if you make a donation to Cure SMA, and you can do so right now, I think Agnello told me that we're about $7,000 or something like that raised since 10 o'clock this morning, which is pretty cool considering that we came up with this idea 6 days ago and put it together in 6 days.
Impressive.
Goes to show the power of the community and the power of those who give. The website is thesickpodcast.com/donate. You go there, you enter your first name, you enter your family name, you enter your email address, and you enter your credit card information with the donation.
I did one earlier.
And you'll
Easy,
immediately
easy.
be emailed a tax receipt. It's pretty unreal. Tony, you're unreal. Langue français. Merci beaucoup, Tony. I'm not unreal. I'm just a guy who loves what he does. All right, okay. Why don't we bring up the scoring in tonight's game, the score sheet? Can we do that?
Blais opened it up with the first goal, and the Habs. I think Samuel Blais is exactly what the Habs needed in their bottom six. Let's be honest. This guy probably shouldn't have been sent to the minors in the first place. Samuel Blais, to me, is exactly what you kind of wanted to. Joe Veleno became that guy a little bit, but Samuel Blais is a lot more violent and goes to the net. And I really like, so far in Laval, he was great. He was leading the charge, and now 2 games, 2 points from your bottom 6, man. That's what you want to see from a guy like Samuel Blais.
11:08 into the hockey game. It goes from Dobson to Hutson to Samuel Blais. You know what was amazing about this goal? He scored from behind the goal line.
Yeah.
You know what was amazing about this goal? He shoots the puck and hits the goalie off the back of his mask, and it goes in. But you know what was amazing about this goal? He intended to do that. He didn't just shoot it in his mask, it went in. He said, let me try and bank it off the goalie, Enzo Rigi style in hockey on Sunday nights with his friends from the East End. Boom. Goal.
Sidney Crosby tried to do that on Jacob Fowler the other night, and Fowler blocked him out. He tried to catch him cheating, and Fowler actually blocked it out. He tried to do the exact same thing as Blais did tonight, and Fowler was not going to fall for it.
I'm happy you guys are here. I just drank half a liter of water. I know I'm going to be running to the bathroom any second now, so you guys can take over.
Oh, I thought that was...
Wasn't that a... No, but
the rum?
Hey, listen, before that goal
Yeah.
goes in, Josh Anderson fights Tanner Janot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot was said, of course, the last time the Montreal Canadiens played the Boston Bruins. I'm not going to tell you, I had a feeling the Canadiens were going to win tonight.
Yeah,
because
I thought they were going to get
the Canadian. You thought they were going to what?
get blown out. I don't know.
Really?
I felt like it. Yeah.
You want to know why? The Canadiens didn't digest the last game that they played versus Boston, and Boston came into Montreal's building, beat the Montreal Canadiens, pugilistically speaking, Zadorov over Jaden Struble, Tanner Janot over Arber Xhekaj. They win the game by a score of 3-2. The Canadiens were going through a bad moment at the time. Earlier in that week, they had lost 5-1 on home ice versus Los Angeles Kings. A couple of nights later, they lost 7-0 on home ice to the Dallas Stars. The Canadiens were in a really, really bad moment. They were in a bad slide. They had this one circled on their calendar. When they chose to go with Jacob Fowler, who played at Boston College for a couple of seasons, played a couple of big games in that arena, they said, you know what? Let's go with Fowler. Jaden Struble played Northeastern. Let's put him in. Lane Hutson, of course, Boston University, a big game for him.
Yeah.
Mike Matheson, a big game for him. Boston
Eagles.
College.
Yeah.
There were a couple of guys that, of course, it was a little extra motivation tonight. Phil Deneau playing his first game as a Montreal Canadian on a line with Texier and Anderson. By the way, Texier went down with an injury. He didn't return in the hockey game.
4 minutes.
We'll see what happens for him. You know what? He's played some really good 5-on-5 hocky for the Canadiens going into tonight's game.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully it's not bad news. But if it is,
his shoulder that
I think so. If it is, you have Owen Beck, who's been playing pretty good hockey as of late, though. You do.
I would have played Owen Beck. I mean, obviously, it was a wrong call because they won, but I thought this was a game for Owen Beck tonight. But you're right. Joe Veleno has been doing much better.
But you thought it was a game for Samuel Blais as well?
Absolutely. This is a guy like Samuel Blais in the fourth line. That's perfect, man. You're laughing with that. And honestly, Toronto.
But it's funny you say that because the Canadiens didn't go with him at the beginning of the year. Obviously, they put him on waivers. He was claimed by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And the Toronto Maple Leafs didn't go with him either.
Yeah.
On a team that can use a heart and soul guy like Samuel Blais, they didn't play him.
Well, I mean, I'm also not a coach in the NHL, so we're going to put that right out there, right? There's a reason I never made it to that level, but I just see a guy that provides an honest effort every shift. And for a guy like Martin Saint-Louis, he's going to love Samuel Blais.
Let's go back with the score sheet if we can. After Samuel Blais opens the scoring for the Montreal Canadiens, the Bruins are able to tie it up just a minute and 17 seconds after that. How did you see it, Marc?
Well, we're looking at especially the Steve's goal. I was thinking, how are you going to let him walk in and score? But we're looking at the Canadiens. It's either great or bad. And for that moment, this is where I thought they were going to start to lose, Tony. I thought that was it. That was it for me. That was game over. I would have bet on the loss right there.
They go down by a score of 2-1. What did you think?
It felt like they weren't going to be able to come back, though. That's why
that Steve's goal was with 18 seconds left in period number one, a power play goal.
That's a killer.
And you know what? Goals late early on in the periods and late in the periods have hurt the Montreal Canadiens this season. They hurt any team, but the Canadiens were able to bounce back big time. What did you think of Fowler's performance in period number one?
I thought he was okay. I mean, he made saves that he needed to make. He just got peppered with 17 shots against a team that wasn't playing very well in their own end.
Yeah.
And that's bound to happen.
Mike Matheson, by the way, had 3 mistakes. Matheson had 3 mistakes on that one goal.
Play. Yes. Yeah.
He had 3 mistakes. He gave up the puck once. He gave up the puck twice and stayed in the zone both times. And when the puck made its way to the front of the net, he was actually not there, and that was his guy.
Mike Matheson's like a used Ferrari. It won't get out of the garage once, but once you get it going, it moves fast.
On to period number 2, we go 1 minute and 58 seconds into period number 2. There's a giveaway by the Boston Bruins.
On that one. That was a Boston assist.
There's a giveaway by the Boston Bruins, and Ivan Demidov breaks in all alone on a breakaway. Guys,
he should have done that in the shootout.
Quick
against.
He doesn't get the opportunity to go to too many shootouts, man.
They should be using Ivan Demidov, but that was him showing that he's got those hands.
How do you not use Demidov for every shootout? I don't care. There's some. Nick Suzuki's gone 0 for his last 14.
He hasn't scored in like 17 years on this.
And I said, I don't understand the fact that you keep on going with a guy that's 0 for 14.
He's still one of the best.
If Demidov would be 0 for 1,000, I keep on going with him. His hands are too good, and you never go for 0
Do you think
1,000.
he's got better hands than Kovalev? I think someone asked me that the other day. Kovalev had softer hands, but Demidov has faster hands.
Kovalev's got great hands, but I almost think like greater hands in slow motion.
Yeah,
I think Demidov's a little bit quicker. Listen, I think the way Kovalev controlled the puck, Demidov's not there yet.
He doesn't have that patience. Doesn't have that. He doesn't master the whole ice.
He doesn't slow it down yet.
But I think Demidov's ceiling, I'll tell you what he has. He's got a lot better work ethic.
He's got heart. Yeah.
Than Alex Kovalev. He's got a lot more pride. Alex Kovalev was once asked, you know what, why don't you play the way you're capable of playing every night? And he said, well, it's a long season and a horse has to pace himself so he can be ready for the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont and all that stuff, right?
Coach must have loved that.
And you know what? He's telling you the truth, but you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear a guy saying like a racehorse, he has to pace himself so he can be ready for the big race. And this is why, and I continue to say it, and I'm going to say it again. I've seen a lot of really good hockey players since I started covering this team pretty much on a full-time basis, 2002, 2003. I've seen a lot of really good hockey players. I saw Andrei Markov. I saw PK Subban. I saw Max Pacioretty. I saw Saku Koivu. I saw Mike Camilleri. I saw Max Petrov.
Oleg Petrov.
I saw Oleg. I saw Tomasz Plekanec. I saw Alex Kovalev. I saw
Daniel Carr.
You know what? Just a bunch of really good hockey players, right? A bunch of them. For me,
most talented,
Lane Hutson is the player that I marvel at the most. He defies, and I keep on saying this, he defies the laws of physics. He's a 5'9", 162-pound defenseman that a lot of teams didn't think was ever going to play in the National Hockey League. He's on the ice before every other player on the team. He stays on the ice more than every other player on the team. He shows up to the rink when they cancel practices, and he gets on the ice, and there aren't supposed to be cameras there.
There's no snow days for Hutson. He shows up every single morning.
Isn't this nice? Mario B 3556 on YouTube says, thanks, Tony, for your inspiration, positive views on life. Just donated 100,000 for your love of life. Keep it up, man. 100. You are a true Canadian. Well, Mario, that's very, very nice of you.
That's very nice.
And
very nice.
You know what? Cure SMA is a great cause. And if I get my way, we're going to be accepting donations in about 2 weeks from now to see if I can buy a condo in Florida. And you can donate to that too. No, we're not doing that.
But that's not at the same website. Don't worry about it. That's a whole different sketchy website.
Thank you, Mario. That's very nice of you. I appreciate it. You guys agree with me?
Hutson is the tide that lifts all boats. Everyone's better when Suzuki's the glue, but Hutson's the guy that raises everyone's level up. You know, he makes everyone that much better.
Lane Hutson was the best player tonight for the Montreal Canadiens.
He's been the best player for the last 2 weeks.
And hold on a second. For those who are watching right now and they're saying, impossible, are you ready for this? The eyes don't lie, and the stats don't lie either. Watch, we bring up the hockey stat card, and I bet you his stats will be 2, 3, 4, 5 times better than every other player on the team. Let's bring it up, and I haven't looked at it yet.
But sometimes these things lie to us there. You know, what are we doing? It was, again, one of his high, and it was one of the highest in his hit game.
Okay.
The top 3 scorers this season was Lane Hutson, and Lane Hutson. And this game tonight was by far.
So look at this.
It was way better than any other game he's ever played in the NHL, statistically speaking.
There are points that are given for a game score breakdown, okay? The highest score of any forward is 327. 3.27.
I've never seen Hutson this high. I've never seen
Lane Hutson has a 636 tonight.
Now
look at Lane Hutson compared to the next defenseman, Carrier and Dobson. And how many times have I said this season that Lane Hutson is on the other side of the street and he's going
like,
hey guys,
and
I'm over here.
Look at the top scores this year is Lane Hutson, but that's the first time he got to a 6. So he had to 5 was the highest before.
So explain this to people. You're showing
so
us
essentially, so it's his game score. What they do is it's just a big algorithm, lots of nerdy stuff, but they eventually give him a score for defensive contributions, offensive contributions. This year,
the algorithm, pardon me, is based on, if we can, it's a combination of score of production, play driving, special teams,
a lot of nerdy stuff,
and usage, points, scoring chances, penalties drawn, 5-on-5, goals above league average, on ice power play, and above league average, blocks, penalties,
swagger,
all kinds of stuff. All right. All of this is all bunched up, and there's algorithms and there's scores that are given, and you end up totaling all the scores to get the number that you get. Out of all the highest scores of all the hockey stat cards for the Canadiens this season,
without Hutson, Dobson was at 4. That was the highest non-Hutson.
Okay.
4.
So Dobson has had a score of 4 before.
Once, yeah.
Once. Above Dobson, there's who?
Lane Hutson?
At how much?
5.
5. Above Lane Hutson's 5 is who?
Lane Hutson?
How much?
5.3.
5.3. Above Hutson's 5.3 is who?
Lane Hutson.
Okay.
5.85.
5.85. Above Lane Hutson's 5.85 is who?
I've never seen it this high. I can't believe this. Lane Hutson, 6.4.
I rest my case.
And Tony, this is December.
That was better than the lawyer on what was it called? My cousin Vinny. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Hey, she won an Oscar.
My
for that.
clients did indeed enter the Sakasud's convenience store, but
what we're saying wasn't his defense was everything he said is BS. Wasn't that one of his and my cousin?
Yeah,
everything he just said there.
By the
BS.
way, everything he just said is bullshit.
That's a great article.
Yeah.
What we're seeing right now is Lane Hutson's developing into not just an elite player. Like we're talking top 5-ish player. And I never thought I was the biggest Lane Hutson booster, but I was saying, calmez-vous. Like he won't be dominant right off the bat. He made me look like more of an idiot than usual. He is right now playing as the best defenseman in the NHL, like for this month of December, just for December, not the whole year, but right now, Lane Hutson's the best defenseman in the NHL right now.
This is awesome as well. Andrew DiChiaro, 9146, sends over $20. I love what you guys are doing to raise money. And as always, the show is sick. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Thanks,
That's
Andrew.
very, very nice of you. Listen, obviously we do what we love and we love what we do, but if no one's watching, we're not going very far. So we appreciate the support.
Someone's always watching when you're here, Tony. Always.
And you know what? We'll continue to try very hard, and we're not going to ask for a lot in return. Just watch us more than everyone else.
And then go on to sickpodcast.com/donate. Really easy. Did it earlier.
Thank you very much for that.
Well, I didn't
Yes.
give my money. I give someone else's money.
So
That's how
I was saying before,
I gave my money.
I was saying before
Rookie
about Lane
move.
Hutson,
I know.
and I'm going to finish it with Lane Hutson. What I love most about Lane Hutson is that of all the athletes I've had to cover over the course of my career, he approaches every practice, every shift, every game, every period, everything like he's playing Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, and that's why he's great.
practices
That's
like
why
that,
he's going to continue to be great. This is the most historic organization in all of hockey.
Yep.
This is an organization that has had on defense Doug Harvey, Jean-Claude Tremblay, the big three, Robinson, Lapointe, Savard,
Eric Weinrich, but I'm not.
and mostly two. Andre Markov, PK Subban, and
Carl
this goes on and
Dykhouse
on.
and-
Okay?
Yeah,
Lane Hutson
He's going to be the best of them all.
reached 100
Yeah.
points
Faster
in
than all of them.
119 games, the fastest in the history of the Montreal Canadiens, and the 11th fastest in the
entire
history of the
NHL.
league.
Faster than Talbot in Montreal and faster. Yeah. Tony, he's going to end up being one of the best players in franchise history, and we're just seeing the beginning. Because
He's
it's not
getting his
just,
jersey retired, bro.
it's not just
His jersey's getting retired.
it's not just Hutson though. It's everyone else. I think is finally catching up to how good he is because they're finally starting to anticipate. You know what? Hudson's going to find me from 40 feet away. Remember the first few months when Hutson was here? Pucks were flying by these guys. Are like, AC Questa, like, where did this puck come from? It was Lane Hutson. Now they know. Be ready. Be ready when Lane Hutson makes that great move. What was it? The Suzuki goal? That was all Lane Hutson where he opened up the ice.
Yeah.
And he found, come on. So right now we're seeing it's not just him leading the charge. Everyone else is getting used to how elite he is.
Well, that's it. It goes back to just how smart of a player he is. We always knew he had the tools to be the offensive player that he is,
Mhm.
but the tools that he has to develop his defensive game. Not that that was, the highlight of tonight. The highlight of tonight was the offensive game, but it just goes to show of how much of a complete player he is and that he can be. He's showing us that he can be a number one defenseman. It was always he could be a number two.
Guy's
he
great.
can be a number
The
one.
guy's great. Lane Hutson has more
He's
tools.
not going to be on Team USA though.
He's got
No,
more
he
tools
doesn't.
than my brother Angelo, and he's a mechanic. You like that one? He's not going to be on Team USA.
Does he work on?
He's not going to be on Team USA.
I
You don't
think
bring Lane Hutson to the Olympics, you're an idiot.
so. Well, Bill Gary wants guys that can hit.
Oh,
Just
really?
because at the Four Nations, they,
Yeah.
they hit their way to
Tony,
goal.
there was a report that came out.
By the way,
today.
you know guys that hit? They hit because they don't have the puck. Give me the guy that has the puck the whole game.
There was a report that came out today in the Athletic.
Yeah.
It was written by Michael Russo.
Yes.
He said Vincent Trocheck, who is, by the way, on pace to put up 37 points. He is injured, but he's on pace to put up 37 points.
He's
in
a very
54
good
games.
face-off guy, though. Yeah.
Okay, he's going to make the team above Jason Robertson, who is on pace for 52 goals and 98
Robertson's been
points,
better than Caulfield.
and Cole Caulfield, who's on pace for.
But
39
JT Miller's
goals.
on
You know what happens with all due respect, and I have a lot of respect for the profession, obviously, and I don't pretend to know more with this microphone than obviously somebody with Hockey USA does. I just say that so I don't sound conceited. I actually think I do. But there's a tendency to overcoach.
Mhm.
There's a tendency sometimes to take a look at too
Especially in
many
these
things.
international tournaments,
Right.
They overthink it.
I
Bring
mean,
your best guys.
Don't
man.
forget, Canada once at the
They
Olympics,
brought Pat Falloon one year.
they
Remember that.
brought Rob Zamner one year. Okay.
Absolutely, and they finished 7th. There was Nagano,
Yeah,
wasn't
and
it?
then
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
finished-
okay, you know what? We got beat by Switzerland. We're in scoring goals. Yeah, I wonder what. Okay.
Rob Zamner.
Late. So so I've heard people say you can't bring Lane Hutson because you have Quinn Hughes.
All he does is produce.
Okay.
Why would you want that? Why would
Yeah.
you want a defenseman who just
All right.
produces all the time?
So
you
why?
don't bring Pirlo with Italy because all he does is produce.
So
He's
you know
not
what?
hard enough.
So why can't you bring Quinn Hughes and Lane Hutson? Well, you can't bring Lane Hudson.
Bill
because you have
Guerin
Quinn Hughes
said,
and
I
you
want
have Zach
guys that are
Werenski.
going to hit. And he said that specifically to counter the Caulfield thing. He said, it's great that Caulfield scores goals, but I want guys that can hit.
You know, the Canadiens have Mike Matheson and Noah Dobson.
Mhm.
All right. They're two pretty good defensemen,
Pretty soft, though.
especially Matheson.
Yeah.
Okay. Lane Hutson is the best defenseman on the team.
By far.
Right? And with all respectfully, it's not close. Okay? It's not close.
No.
So you know what? Any executive who doesn't want to bring him, so be it. You don't want to bring him. The guy keeps on proving people wrong his entire life.
Since-
That's all he's done.
Yeah.
And by the way, Quinn Hughes is amazing.
Very
Okay?
good. Very
He's
good.
amazing.
He's the only defenseman that I'd say right now is probably produces more than Hutson is.
Perfect.
Hughes.
And you know what? I'm not going to disagree with that. And the stats will show that he's the amount of time that the puck's on his stick and the amount of time that he spends in the
4
offensive
minutes
zone
a
with the
night.
puck on his stick.
4 minutes
It's
a night.
incredible.
Insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what else is incredible? Lane Hutson in 10 less games
Surpassed him.
than Quinn Hughes in their first year and a half of hockey.
Insane.
Lane Hutson has 5 more points in 10 less games. And Lane Hutson, and I think Quinn Hughes was a minus 34, and Lane Hutson is like a plus 3.
And Lane Hutson played his first rookie season, the first 6 months beside David Saval, with all due respect, but it's not where you're going to produce with David Saval. You're not going to be putting up points alongside David Saval, right?
Also, we saw his defensive game at the beginning of last season was nowhere near where it is today.
This means a lot. Pascal DP sends over 69.99.
Hey,
Tony, you helped me through tough times last year. Time to pay it forward. Tony, you helped me through tough times last year.
That's good.
Time to pay it forward. That's very nice of you, Pascal.
I hear people.
I actually recognize the name because he sent me a personal note last year.
All the time, people, and as soon as I
remember.
mention Tony, they're like, Tony, their eyes light up. That's it. You're the only person that people, that actually they get excited about there.
Yeah,
I've worked with a lot of pros, but
if only my wife would.
just make her more ravioli there, Tony. Make her more ravioli. I think that Lane Hutson now you can
Actually, I think she's starting to like me. Today, she actually did something that hasn't happened in a long time.
Whoa, we're on
Yeah.
the air here right now.
No, she looked at me and she said, "Hi."
Oh,
Wow.
she acknowledged you.
Wow.
Amazing, man. I'm like, but you and I, we're getting close. Like this is good.
You should marry her.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think that Lane Hutson now has kind of gotten to the point where the defense is not as much of an issue as it was.
Mhm.
I would say he was in the Norris conversation last year. Wasn't he like 8th or 7th or 8th in votes? Lane
Yeah.
Hutson will be top 3 for votes this year, won't he?
He should be. He should be, but not if anything of the
His-
writers in Toronto.
his
have anything to
underlying-
say
okay,
about
I'll put it this way,
Toronto
so
has
then
no
we can
idea
stop
what
and
they're
talk.
it. No, I agree.
We can stop talking about Lane Hutson after this, okay? How many how many players in the league would you pick up the phone if you're a general manager and say, by the way, I offer you Lane Hutson, give me your defenseman?
2.
Makar and Quinn Hughes.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you something.
Mhm.
Within 2 years,
Mhm.
I'm not offering Lane Hutson for Quinn Hughes.
Would you have taken that package?
Within 2 years.
Zeev Buum, the first round pick, and
No.
what was it?
No.
No.
Not at all. Everyone's saying, what a
because
great
the
package
team,
for
the
Hughes. I
team
said,
that wins the trade is the team that has the best player in the trade.
But if it was the same situation where Montreal was going to lose Lane Hutson,
Now,
you have to think about it.
if Minnesota,
no, you fire a GM.
if Minnesota
I'm serious. Yeah.
is not going to renew Quinn Hughes
They will.
in a year and a half from now,
They have
if they
$1 billion.
don't, if they don't, and they don't win the cup in that year and a half, this year
But
or next year,
He took a swing.
then you say it's a bad deal because
Is
Zeev
it?
Buum's going to be with Vancouver for
I
a long
love
time.
seeing Bill Guerin go for it. I think in NHL, there's way too many GMs that just want to
agree.
not fail. Go for it. Make a move. Make it like, and I don't.
Isn't it funny that he might not take Lane Hutson, but yet he traded for Quinn Hughes?
I
guess he
thought
likes that kind of
night I said,
defenseman
oh,
after
now
all."
you want guys that can't hit
Yeah,
and put up
exactly.
points, eh? They overthink it. You're absolutely
$20
right, Tony.
from Frederick Willette. Pardon me. Sorry to cut you off. I
Hey.
just think it's important every time we get a donation to acknowledge everyone right away. Great show, guys. Thank you, Tony. Using your platform to raise money for spinal muscular atrophy is awesome.
I think I had
Yes.
whiskey. I had whiskey.
Get
with him not long ago.
Mark on the pod as soon as possible.
That's because I believe, and he'll have to let me know in the chat, but we've shared a few whiskey drinks before when I worked for The Athletic there.
Is that right?
Yeah, we went for the show, and me and him just sat down and we were drinking scotch and whiskey the whole time. I never made it to the podium. Never made it to there. Yeah, absolutely.
Just
Wow.
been handed a note. I
Wow.
want to say a special thank you to John Zucker, who I've just been told made a donation to SMA of $700.
$700.
$700. That's amazing.
John,
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate it. Honestly,
That's amazing.
A lot of people talk a
$700.
big game.
That's amazing.
That's showing up to the plate there. Absolutely. Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
John
That's-
Zucker.
That's unbelievable. John Zucker, thank you very much. You are a hero today for
Yeah.
us. Thank you.
Cheers.
I'm sure that Sammy really very much appreciates it, as does probably, pretty much I could say on behalf of every family that has a child dealing with SMA. I think it's pretty amazing. Once again, thesickpodcast.com/donate is the website. You go there, you enter your first name, you enter your last name, you enter your email address, your credit card info, you make a donation. All proceeds go to Cure SMA, Cure Spinal Muscular Atrophy, and you will be emailed a tax receipt immediately from Cure SMA, which is pretty cool.
Good job, John.
Let's go back to
John Zucker. What a good person.
That's amazing. Let's go back to the score sheet if we can. After Ivan Demidov ties it at 2.
The big boys started to play. Then you saw where that's your best player. Well, maybe not.
Look at the third period.
Hey, but Zuk's up to 10 goals. He's not a first-line player, but he's playing the part for now, right? He's acceptable, right?
Yeah.
This is exactly what good teams do.
Look at those
assists. They had the Boston Bruins on their heels at the end of the second period.
They went for the throat.
Exactly. And they just went for the kill. I've been clamoring for that since the beginning of the season. There are 2 times now in very few games where they have done that. They have
quick strike offense.
Look at the shots, though.
They have 9 shots.
So that first period, they allowed 17 in the first period. And then they only allowed, 11?
Because they decided after the first period, hey, maybe we shouldn't play. Maybe we shouldn't try to hit and play the checking game with Boston. Maybe we should control the puck because we're better at that.
That was my suggestion. Be better.
Maybe they listened. Maybe they were listening to us because
look at that though. In the period number 3, 9 shots.
But look who's setting them up.
And they score 4 goals.
Those are your best and highest paid players. Yeah. Suzuki, Hutson will be, but then you have Dobson, Demidov who will be, Dobson, Slafkovsky, Hutson. Like these are your guys. These are your guys that need to be your best, and they were tonight.
We're seeing Slafkovsky develop in front of our very own eyes. I mean, this is unbelievable.
He got under Zadorov's skin there.
And look, listen, it's not unbelievable. People have to understand a couple of things. Okay,
it's tough to learn in the NHL.
Well, number one, you're not drafted first overall by fluke.
No.
Okay. Obviously, they saw something in you. Number 2, you don't put your country on your back at the Olympics as a 17-year-old and your country on your back during the World Championships. Mm-hmm. You don't finish 10th in scoring in a tournament like that if you don't have something. Okay, with the pressure of your nation and 5 million people on your back. All right. So we knew it was going to take a while because unlike pretty much every other player drafted from that draft year, he played an entire season at the age of 18 in the National Hockey League.
Only one, right?
And you know what? They could have taken another decision with him. He could have played in another league, and they said, you know what? You're starting in the National Hockey League. He's really starting to come into his own. And I got to tell you, I didn't like when they put him on a line with Kapanen and Demidov because I thought he was together. You know, he was with Suzuki and Caulfield on that number 1 line for about 2.5 seasons. They were doing well. They were, among the top lines, 5v5, offensive chances, offensive zone time, goal production, all that stuff. But he's starting to assume a leadership role. He's starting to be, I'm the guy on the line. He's in his 4th season. The other 2 guys are in their rookie season.
He's driving the play.
He's driving the play.
He's the Suzuki on his line now. You know what I mean? Like he's the guy that you give the puck to, and we're seeing more controlled entries in the last week than we saw for the first 2 years with Suzuki. I still think eventually you're going to want him to go back up there, but what Slafkovsky is getting his chance to spread his albatross-sized wings, and it's been encouraging.
He's a guy that, he was probably told by Martin St. Louis probably had to sell him to go to that second line because it's kind of seen as a demotion.
Yeah.
But in a way, he was given way more responsibility. So it's kind of a promotion because you're going from third fiddle on the first line to you're driving the car, you're driving the Ferrari on the second line. And he's a completely different player. He knows who he is on that line, whereas on the first line, it worked. It worked. Sure, it was a nice.
He was a complimentary player, though.
Exactly. Now he's the straw that stirs the drink on that line,
and that confidence he can bring that back anytime. It doesn't matter. He'll eventually go back to it. So we're gonna. And again, I want to give some props here to John Zucker, still my hero.
Yeah,
I gotta say, wow, what a badass.
He definitely is. Out of all the podcasts right now, talking Montreal Canadiens hockey in French and English, pretty cool that the Sick Podcast is leading the way, and we thank you very much for your support.
Maxim is live right now.
Hey,
Maxim is live right now. There you go.
Yeah, you don't have to play in the National Hockey League to have the most views. You just have to be born in Villemard and raised in Lasalle. Guys, it's a team effort, and once again, it's always amazing to know that we're getting the support that we get from a very, very loyal fan base that we have. A lot of loyal listeners, a lot of loyal viewers, and we thank them. We're going to try and continue to bring it for you, by the way. We're going to try and continue to bring it for you. Once again, I want to go back to that score sheet if we can see, once again, period number 3. And
but it's up to 10 already. I wouldn't have. I thought it was lower than that.
That goal by Cole Caulfield, and then Nick Suzuki. The Canadiens are on a 5-on-4 power play, and the Bruins get into penalty trouble, and they go 5-on-3, and Marty St. Louis calls a timeout,
which was great.
which was amazing because he got to rest his first wave of a power play. And what do the Canadiens do? Cole Caulfield scores on that power play, and that power play was a goal that gave the Montreal Canadiens a 4-2 lead with 11 minutes and 17 seconds left in regulation. That was a big, big decision going from Marco Sturm challenging. Obviously, it
was a bad challenge. That was a terrible challenge by Marco.
Yeah. He thought that obviously there was Suzuki interfered with Jeremy Swayman, and Suzuki had the puck. Swayman came out of his goal crease. He came out of his goal crease, and Swayman went into Suzuki as much as Suzuki went into Swayman.
It's not the coach though, right? It's always the guy upstairs that's telling you yes or no, right?
It's someone who does video analysis.
Well, they should pretty much nail it every time.
Yeah.
I know, like if it's in doubt, you don't challenge.
No, and especially when it's ruled a goal on the play, and then all of a sudden you have to overturn. But that was a turning point in the hockey game.
And Martin St. Louis outcoached Marco Sturm tonight,
big time.
And Cole Caulfield, by the way, in close, who picks up, and it's, there was a little bit of luck on the Canadian side tonight too, because of course, Noah Dobson goes for the one-timer, breaks his stick, and the puck lands on Cole Caulfield's stick within 2 feet of Swayman.
Yeah, he planned that.
And instead of shooting, because he missed a couple of opportunities in close with his shot tonight, fast hands and the dipsy doodle, and he's able to beat Swayman 5-hole.
Looked like Patrick Kane in the shootout. It really did. It was unbelievable to see that in an actual game action.
Has Cole Caulfield mastered the 5-hole? My God.
If you look at his goals from when he came in,
more than me in my youth at Super Neuf.
When he was coming into the when he was coming in, he was only going top corner, no matter what, right?
Thank you very much. It's Christmas. We can laugh, yeah.
All right. He was only trying to pick out those top corners when he was. Now you're seeing him bank in, or like his goal scoring ability is actually modified big time. He's evolved. You're seeing him score. He scored like 3 goals from the back of the net this year. Instead of, you don't have to be fancy.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick the perfect corner.
No, exactly. And we saw that a couple of years ago. He started changing from just the shot to deking out guys, and he has pretty good hands.
I'd love to
sick
see
hands.
Sick hands.
Sick hands.
Well, I'd say nifty mittens, but that doesn't really fit the show.
Yeah.
I really want to see what his shot totals are like from at this point in the season compared to this point in the season last year and the year before, because I think that would be really interesting, because it seems like
you think they're up.
I think they're up, because while he is passing a lot more, he's not like, how many times did he miss the net because he's trying to pick that perfect corner and then it just rings around the boards out of the zone, and then the Canadiens have to regroup.
Sebastian Richard loves you.
What is Sebastian?
He says, Marc reminds me of JC Lajoie on 110%. He keeps talking. Keep talking. Keep talking.
I believe the exact words he uses is he never shuts up.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. You know what? I would always take a guy who talks over a guy who doesn't. I got to tell you, when you're in the world of podcasting, you want somebody who's talking. I'll tell you that right now. Marc, you've been a great addition today to the
now I'm going to shut up, though. Now I'm going to stop talking.
No.
I'm going to give Sebastian a show what he wants.
No. Sebastian is not a program director, okay? I tell you to keep on doing your thing, all right? Look, Sebastian's laughing. He's laughing it off, all right, okay? He's laughing it off. Lean into it, Marc, says Marc. Another Marc.
Not
Lean
me.
into it, he says.
I don't usually talk to him. Only when I'm with Tony, I get excited.
No. And you do good to talk. Can we bring up the event summary in tonight's game? Let's bring up the event summary.
Hey, that goal by Suzuki, that was something nice. Eh?
Nice baseball bat.
Is it? He waited for that to drop.
Yep.
Right? Am I
saw
crazy?
it the whole
Or
way.
did he
Saw it the whole way.
That's
His
smart play right
eye-hand coordination's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He must be a really good Guitar Hero player.
Tony, can you give the name of the pomegranates that you were eating before? Do we have a jar of the pomegranates, by the way?
Yeah, I was eating on those, but I dropped.
Can we have a...
I never get pomegranate for this exact reason. It's such a headache.
Yeah.
Now this is proper.
All right.
That could have
Okay.
gone terribly wrong.
Soft hands.
On the
That's
cover,
right.
you'll see Well Fresh. All right. These are my buddies Soti and Chris Pitsikulis that are behind this. They got an operation in the South Shore of Montreal. And so these are packaged here on the South Shore of Montreal. And within 36 hours, they're probably on the shelves in grocery stores like Marché PA, Metros, IGAs. List goes on and on. So it's a great product. And I love pomegranate, but I got to tell you, like it drives me crazy to actually peel them.
I never buy it.
So when you have the pomegranate like this, actually already peeled and in the glass, I think it's unbelievable. So thank you very much. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Now, you were saying earlier, Matheson had that, but 7 block shots.
Yeah.
Hey, I feel like we overrate and underrate Matheson all
It's
the
so
time. It's either
easy.
he's so great or he's the worst,
It's
right?
so easy to pick out the mistakes because oftentimes the mistakes are very glaring from the way he plays, but it's the little things like that you don't notice. Like who took Mike Matheson for a puck eater like that? Who took him?
After one game with Engstrom, they're saying, "Oh, trade Matheson, trade Mike Matheson."
Exactly. Oh my God, Engstrom's the next best
going to
thing.
play 35 minutes a game now.
Yeah, thrust him in 8 games into his NHL career. He's ready.
Bye to my friends. Some of them are have been here for many hours.
Friend
And
with the orange coat also donated $100. I'm just
Pino Azaro donated $100, and it
Yes.
doesn't surprise me. Pino's got a big heart, and Pino's always there to support. As a matter of fact, I've said this story before. Pino is the first ever general manager in the history of the Montreal Impact. By the way, Pino's the one of the major reasons why professional soccer is in Montreal,
Really?
because it's he who convinced the Saputo group to actually get behind the Impact and actually bring pro soccer to Montreal.
He's from
Pino's the
Patagonia?
first ever general manager in the history of the franchise. They won a championship back in 1994 with Pino Azaro as the GM of the team.
Wow.
And Pino, back in the day, back in 1995, after his soccer adventure, Pino hosted a radio show on 1410 AM CFMB, which was on Sunday nights at midnight until about 2 o'clock in the morning. Pino's a family friend. He's one of first friends my dad actually made here when he came here from Italy back in 1967. He and my dad are very, very close. He's probably the only,
loves Pino too.
he's probably the only guy who still puts up with my dad, as a matter of fact. And Pino gave me a call back then and said, "Listen, I'm going to be doing a sports radio show, and I know you love the business, and I would need a guy like you to help me out with some research work, and I'll give you an opportunity to do the sports updates." And I did, and I got a taste of it, and I fell in love with the industry and the business and the profession ever since. And so that was my start in radio, and Pino helped inspired me. Fresh
He's the greatest of all time. There
says
saying.
Pino is the GOAT. There. Oh, look at
Greatest
this.
of all time.
Rookie 230. Tony, this was a great idea you, Agnello, and Sammy had today to raise money for SMA research. Been listening most of the day and will stay until you sign off. And he sent over $100. Isn't that amazing? Castle Gray Skull says Pino is class. Definitely, Pino definitely is class. I'll tell you that right now. So Pino, if you want to have if you have a chance tonight, you want to take a look at the chat replay tonight or tomorrow. Some very, very nice words for you there on the chat, which I'm sure you appreciate. All right. There you have it. Along with his son Marco, they came in. They spent some time with us today. That's pretty amazing. Thank you so much to everyone for your support. It is 10:58 Eastern time. I don't know when we're going to sign off. We're going to keep on talking.
What about those sticks? They're talking about in the chat right now. Al McInnes. Some guy said Al McInnes would shoot 300 miles an hour with these new sticks, and I agree.
Yeah.
If anyone did, or Ally Afraid.
Ally Afraid, he can
Ally
shoot it pretty
Afraid.
hard too.
The only reason they brought him to the All-Star game was to shoot hard.
Yeah.
Skull it.
But that's worth the price of admission. That whole thing with the hardest shot.
Am I being an old grunt by saying these sticks break way too easily? What's going on here?
I will speak as the resident Gen Zer in the room.
Yeah.
I will say this. They don't make them like they used to.
Vito Di Cristo of Slushbuster and slushbuster.ca, the innovative snow brush, the #1 snow brush in the world. Thank you, Vito Di Cristo. Makes for a great Christmas gift. And if you haven't got one by now, guess what? It would make for a great late Christmas gift. It would make for a great New Year's gift. Slushbuster.ca, an innovative snow brush. which does an unbelievable job of removing the slush and ice from your car and within the wheels and the spokes and all that stuff. It's pretty amazing. Thank you very much. Also a supporter of the show. Nick is here. He's sticking around with Insta Custom and the cheap shirts as well. Nick is still here and sticking around. We very much appreciate his support. Patrick Marcovecchio with Beaver Tails is here, and we very much appreciate his support as well. We've had a busy. It's been pretty nice. First time that you're visiting our head office here in Ville-Saint-Laurent.
I really like this, Tony. This is well done. Yeah, absolutely. I could just live here.
We're proud of it. I can tell you that
there's
we're definitely
great
very proud
food.
of
There's
it.
good people. I mean,
But by the way, this is not just because this is a 14-hour marathon. It's like this.
there's
Every
cannolis
time I've
all-
been here. It's every time I've been
I'll tell
here.
you right now, like it's my only chance of doing a marathon is this one.
Well, I've done two, Tony, and let
Yeah.
me say this one's been the hardest,
Yeah.
but the most fulfilling.
The marathons you've done have been how many kilometers?
42.2.
42.2 kilometers.
Oh yeah, done two.
Completed it
Yeah, both times.
Oh,
in
I've driven that far.
how many hours?
The
Four
first
and a
one,
half.
the first one was 3 hours and 55 minutes.
That's a good score. That's a good score.
And the
I had a
second,
friend who did it in about 4 hours 20. 3:55 is a good score.
the second one was this past year, the Montreal Marathon, and I did it in 3 hours 43 minutes and 43 seconds.
Wow. Where did you finish? That's good.
I have it somewhere on my phone. It was in my age group, not so good, but overall pretty good.
You didn't have a heart attack, so that's already a win.
No,
right
no,
there.
but
Yes.
I
Yeah.
would have met. What's the best time? Probably 3 hours.
No, the best time was in the twos for sure.
Ooh,
In the twos.
Yeah, low twos
for
because they
40
have professionals.
for 42 kilometers
Yeah.
in the twos.
so Montreal actually attracts like the world champs and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
they get
okay.
some Canadian champions.
That's a great score.
Yeah.
That's a great
You
score.
know, the chat is loving the wood stick thing, and I think this is right now. People are having that like, what the hell's going on with these?
But no,
cheap
I'm
sticks?
being serious. They don't make them like they used to. I remember when I was a kid,
Sherwood weighed 45 pounds.
but when I was a kid, the stick to have was the Easton Synergy,
Okay,
and there was two sticks to have. There was the Easton Synergy,
was it a two-piece?
and no, but
Okay.
that was a
Because when I got my Easton aluminum, that was a big deal for me in the 90s.
so the
there.
Synergy was a gray stick, and then there was Martin St. Louis Easton. I forget what it was, but the yellow. and
I'll be
black
back
stick.
in a second. I'm going to get a couple of papers, which we have some stats printed out. Actually, I'm not telling you the truth. I got to go to the bathroom. But when I'll come back, I'll come back with some stats. I'll leave you guys, and I'll be back in 2 minutes.
But yes, it was the stick that Martin St. Louis used because I used it.
Of course.
not in ice hockey because I never played ice hockey, but in street hockey I used it, and it was half black, half yellow, neon yellow,
yeah.
and it was that was a good stick.
But here's the thing: is that I feel I'm not even worried about the hockey. I'm worried about the price. I'm like, that's $400. Mike
Every single
Matheson
time.
is burnt 50 sticks this
Every
year.
single time, you know what? At a certain point, listen, I don't care how much money anyone makes.
Hey, that's
Nobody
$1,200
likes
a night. There.
nobody likes throwing away money.
Absolutely.
And you don't get rich by wasting money. You are a good businessman and you find ways to save your money, and Jeff Molson must be losing his mind.
What is that right now? $400 now for a stick?
Yeah, 400, 450.
Cats up, yes, chaque fois.
Every
Every
single
time.
It's funny because I have friends who play beer league, and when they break their stick, they are fuming.
Do they bring out $400 twigs?
They usually get pro stock.
the
whatever.
tryhards, or
But no, it's pro stock, and they get everyone knows someone at CCM, and they get one for 200, 250
I wouldn't bring
bucks.
them to a shinny game. No,
It's still 200, 250 bucks. They're mad. They're really mad.
even from actually a production standpoint, though, I think like when you look at the other game, what was it? It was Caulfield that missed, and then Demidov. Those were grade A scoring
Yeah.
chances where their sticks. And I forget who said it in the chat, but someone said Matheson's broken 17 sticks
Yes.
per game, and I think that's a little low. I think he's closer to
I think he's closer to 24. It's no, but it's really is. It feels like a phenomenon because I don't know if it's because the Canadians are just so much better offensively now that all their chances are just so much better than
quality?
what we've seen in the past. But I just can't remember a time where we've seen so many broken
on
sticks.
quality chances.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. But one of the things I think we saw tonight beyond the broken sticks is that that power play unit is probably the most underrated aspect of the Canadians this year.
Yeah.
Everyone was worried about it, but the power play is driving almost every night. And we're doing it now with Uri Slafkovsky is still dominating as the top goal scorer in the power play. We're seeing young guys that a few years ago, we would have said these guys shouldn't be on the power play. And now what's the average age of the power play? 23?
Must be.
Dobson's the oldest guy at 25, I think.
Yeah.
Or is Suzuki older? Either way, the oldest guy in the power play, 25 years old.
it's really incredible. It's what a turn.
And it was
taken.
broken a couple of years. Last year it was broken, right?
It seems like almost every year for the past 10, it's been broken. And Tony, you know a stat that you referenced last time was in the playoffs that we had spoken on a post game, I think. And you had referenced a stat that you want your, maybe it was Pierre Maguire who brings it up. You want your special teams to equal what? Your percentages. 100. You want it to equal 100.
You want it to be over 100. Yeah.
Yes.
So I asked, it was probably about a year and a half ago, I had a conversation with Montreal Canadiens general manager Kent Hughes. I said, Kent, talk to me about 3 things that have to happen that maybe, don't state the obvious, maybe 3 things that have to happen for your team to make the playoffs. Obviously, not too many people like the chance of the Montreal Canadiens making the playoffs a year and a half ago going into last season. And one of the things he said is our power play and our penalty kill percentage has to have a total score of over 100. And that's what you need. It's extremely important. I think if you go back in the history of time and you take a look at teams that actually total less than 100, 9 times out of 10, I don't think they're making the playoffs. I don't have the exact stat, but you know what? It's pretty much.
And you can't win in the playoffs without a hot power play. Let's be perfectly honest. You're not going to win at 5-on-5 in the playoffs. You need your big boys to start scoring on the.
I could be wrong, but I think there was one year that one team actually had a bad power play.
And they won?
I think they won. I don't remember if it was the Bruins in 2011, but I don't know. There was a team that had a bad power play and actually won the cup, but that is extremely, extremely rare. Guys, I'd like to bring up the event summary if we can, so we can take a look at some point totals, some numbers, some time on ice, some statistics that stand out.
Up getting their total ice time 15. Okay, he was fine tonight. He was okay. He was okay.
From an advanced stats perspective, he was not very good.
Yeah.
From a face-off percentage where he only won 4 of 15 draws for 27%.
That's tough.
He was not very good either.
Started the first period. He was 3 out of 3 and 4. So that means he won 2 face-offs or 1 face-off the rest of the way.
We got to keep in mind though, okay? Like, so Phil Deneau, we know, has had a very difficult season.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention bad. It's been a bad season for him. All right. They acquired him for a 2nd-round pick because he's having a bad season.
Mm-hmm.
To think that he was going to come in and right away and be huge for the Canadiens, where he put his stamp, I would think, is he played about 4.5 minutes on the penalty kills. So if we can bring that up one more time, please.
Because that means
and
Nick
actually
Suzuki
just, if we can please keep it up, the stat sheet. So once again, Deneau played 4 minutes and 25 seconds on the penalty kill. All right.
And Suzuki,
if we take a look at Nick Suzuki, he had a minute 14.
That means he's fresh for most of the game.
So if Deneau's not there, maybe Suzuki's at 4.5 minutes. Maybe he's at 5. Maybe he's at 5.5 minutes.
Look at Suzuki's.
This in itself, this is a win for the Canadiens. This is a win. Deneau taking Suzuki's minutes on the penalty kill. This is a win. In my ideal world, it's a real win when an Alex Newhook comes back. He'll take some penalty kill minutes as well. And Nick Suzuki's penalty kill minutes are actually at 0. The Canadiens need to preserve Suzuki. He was very good tonight for the Canadiens.
He ended up playing 9 minutes on the power play. 9.
With a goal.
That's good, though.
And
you
an
want
assist
him on the power play. Like,
for 2
perfect.
points.
Yeah.
But Suzuki, prior to tonight, had hit a little bit of a wall.
Mm-hmm.
His effectiveness had dropped a little bit. He was lacking a little bit of juice. In an ideal world, you need Suzuki's PK minutes to be at 0. And that will probably happen when Alex Newhook comes back.
What about this, though? I got told if he doesn't play on a penalty kill, he can't win the Selke. All of a sudden, you got to play on a penalty kill to win the Selke. So if you pull him,
that makes sense. That makes sense,
right? And I don't think she'd care, and I don't think Hughes would care, and I think it's the right. You forget about the Selke, right?
Let's keep this up.
You forget about the Selke, but what I got told is that if he doesn't get over a minute per night, which he's about 48 seconds, he is not going to win a Selke. Now, these are people that are very much in the know that told me this.
We spoke about it during the second period that it kind of feels like you have to up those numbers even more just to break into the conversation. And then you could start winning it consistently because you win it off of reputation.
Yeah. Guys, why don't we keep this up and we'll talk about some stats that stand out to us And why?
Demidov ended up getting more ice time or Kapanen got more ice time than Demidov. That's interesting.
Okay, Kapanen got more ice time than Demidov. I find that usually happens, by the way. Matt, give me something out of the ordinary here, or something that really catches your attention.
4 minutes on the penalty kill. Wow. Okay.
So I'll tell you what stands out for me, and I'm going to bring up a couple of things. Number one, Arber Xhekaj had 7 minutes and 42 seconds in this game. 7:42. If I take a look at other defensemen, Mike Matheson at 23:34. Alex Carrier had 20 minutes and 7 seconds. Jaden Struble had 10:44. So Struble had 3 minutes and 2 seconds more than Xhekaj. Lane Hutson at 22:44. And Noah Dobson led all players with 24 minutes and 4 seconds of time on ice.
That's a lot for Noah Dobson.
Yeah. But Arber Xhekaj, 3 minutes and 2 seconds left. Jaden Struble.
They need Caden Goalie back yesterday, is what that is, because you cannot have two defensemen playing 7 minutes and 10 minutes a night. That's
and it's all even strength too. They didn't play any special teams.
This is, this has to be an anomaly, because they
49 seconds of penalty kill for Arber Xhekaj.
But they must have said, you know what, these guys aren't going and we need this win. And guys, top four, give it everything. I'm giving you guys everything. You're going to rest for a few days. You're going to have Christmas. You're going to go to the beach. You're going to be with your families. You're going to be with your wife, your girlfriend, your whatever. You're getting everything. This can't happen. They need Caden Goalie back.
Other stats that stand out to me. Guys,
real quick, Arber Xhekaj, when he was on the ice for 11 Habs shots and one against, he had the highest Corsi of any player this year.
That's good.
Canadiens. Yeah. I'm telling you, Arber Xhekaj is really good in a third pairing role. He's never going to go up, but he had 10-1 on Arber Xhekaj.
Natural stat trick, yeah.
10-1. So he had 10 while he's on the ice. The Habs took 10 shots and they only allowed one. Man, if your third pairing can do that all year long,
he adds that toughness that they need on the back end.
I was a bit surprised.
Great stat for Joe Veleno too. Talk about that.
I didn't even look at Joe Veleno. Their line did absolutely fantastic. They were on the ice for 12 shots and 4 against. And here's the big part: is the high danger chances. They were on the ice for 2 and 0. That's good. If you're on for 2-4, 0 against, fantastic.
Another stat that stands out to me: only 3 Montreal Canadiens didn't register a shot in tonight's game.
Who would that?
Only 3. Brendan Gallagher's 1.
Oh no, Xhekaj took a shot.
Jaden Struble's 2, and surprisingly Noah Dobson is the third.
And Dobson ended the game with 3 assists.
Dobson's one of the guys who shoots the most. That's I felt like tonight we saw Noah Dobson really get into his own though.
Yeah.
Dobson was good tonight.
I don't think he's been super comfortable since joining the Habs, but he's starting to get there. He's starting to get that feeling. People keep saying, why isn't he? He's never going to be hitting. Noah Dobson's not a hitter. He's always going to look soft, quote unquote, but it's because he produces. That's what Noah Dobson
as long
does.
as he's effective.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You don't have to hit. I mean, you see it with Lane Hutson. You don't have to hit to be effective. And he's going to be that type of player. It's going to be interesting to see the makeup of this team if they make it to the playoffs and how that translates.
That's where you want Xhekaj though in the playoffs. That's where you want him on your third pair.
But it is a more physical game.
Oh, yeah.
Noah Dobson is 6'4", 215 pounds.
And that's why everyone wants him to make some noise, right? But he's never been a hitter.
Exactly.
And he's never been a fast skater. He's just an efficient, smart player.
Mike Matheson,
7.
blocked 7 shots. Mike
is that a good thing?
Blocked 7
that means he was
shots.
in his own zone for 7 shots where he had to block it, right?
I mean, it's a good thing for his mentality. I want a dog out there. I want a dog who's not afraid to, die for the cause. I guess that's the positive there. It was a rough first period for Matheson. And
it was. The first period was tough for Mike Matheson.
And then he had to put it on the line. He had to get it together, and he did his job at the end.
I still think he's the most underrated player in Montreal. People seem to think that he's a guy that you can replace anytime. How many guys played more
Mike
minutes than him?
Matheson's the second best defenseman on the Montreal Canadiens. Well, I said it before. I'm going to say it again.
And to go further to that,
yes or no?
Hold on a second. Yeah.
He's you know what I find super interesting about that? I agree with you. The thing that I find super interesting about that is that Noah Dobson was the one who was invited to Canada's camp when Mike Matheson is doing his very best to enter himself into that conversation.
You know what's even with Mike Matheson, we're looking at a guy also that for the longest time he was getting paid $4 million. That's the top 4 guy. He would never got number 1 money, but there's only one guy that's played more minutes than even strength minutes than Matheson in the last 3 years. Only one guy in the NHL. And
I'm trying to think.
Hold on a second. Only one guy in the NHL
more even strength minutes than Mike Matheson is the defenseman who also played for Team Canada at one point. I was pretty surprised to see who it was.
Josh Morrissey?
No, he plays on the West Coast.
Devin Taves.
No, Drew Doughty, believe it or not, had more ice time. Yeah, he's still logging, but he's right up there. Like he's so no one else was busier than other than Drew Doughty and Mike Matheson. You can't
guys. I have some great news. All right, and actually, almost even better news. Hopefully, on the way. I've been told that the tally is just shy of $10,000 right now for Cure SMA. And listen, to tell you the truth, it's funny. The way this all went down was when we started the Sick podcast 6 years ago. We talked about the fact that we wanted to do some initiatives and obviously get the charity involved and get Cure SMA involved. And we've had a few ideas here and there and all that stuff. And the holidays are approaching. And Agnello says to me, he says, you know what? We work really hard during the year. And you know what? I want us all to take off on the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th. I want us to be off. And I said, are you sure? And he said, yeah, I want us to be off. And they said, that's great. And I said, I'll work if I have to on the 24th or whatever. I don't mind. And he said, look, the Canadiens play the 23rd. And then they're off and they play again on the 28th. So as long as we do a post-game show on the 23rd, you don't have to be on the 24th. And I said, okay. So then I said, you know what? Seeing as we're not going to be working on the 24th, 25th, and 26th, I bet you if we have a marathon show on the 23rd, the amount of views and engagement that we'll get will be what we would probably get on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. So we could actually all do it in one day on the 23rd. And Agnello said, that's a good idea. Why don't we get the charity involved? Cure SMA. And this way, people can donate. And I said, that's amazing. I said, is there a link that they can donate where they can go to and we can put it up on our social media? And he says, yeah, we have a link. And I said, perfect. And I said, when people go to that link and they donate, can they get a tax receipt? And he said, yes, because let's be honest, it always helps, right? And I said, how long does it take to get a tax receipt? And he said, well, he just sent in a donation himself. And he says, well, I got an email within 30 minutes of actually making the donation. And he got an email. So I said, that's perfect. Let's pull it off. So we discussed it 6 days ago. And in 6 days to hear that we're almost at $10,000. And hopefully by the time we get off the air, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to get off the air until we hit $10,000. And if that means if I have to do this until 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to do it until 2 o'clock in the morning. You can drop me
off in NDG there?
Okay, I can drop you off.
It's on my way home.
Perfect.
Do you need a lift?
I don't even know if the Metro passes anymore.
You came here by Metro?
No, I came here by Uber because I didn't want to go on the Metro.
Okay, you know what? There's no way you're going home by Uber, all right? Matt's going to bring you home. All right, okay.
Only once we get to 10. Right?
Yes.
So we're not gonna leave here until it's
we want to mention that it's this initiative, which is our marathon telethon. It's going to be an annual event. We decided that it's going to be an annual event, and most likely on the 23rd of December. Okay, it may change, but I think on the 23rd of December it'll be an annual event, pretty much. And next year, when we're going to do it, we're probably going to do it and prepare for it 1 month in advance.
Planning.
1 month in advance.
Well, if you did this with 6 days,
we're going to have auction items. We're going to auction them off. We're going to take gifts as donations. We're going to auction off the gifts. We're going to have signed memorabilia. We'll auction that off as well. And if we're going to hit 10 this year, I'm convinced that we can hit 2 times, 3 times, maybe even 4 times that next year. So this is going to change a lot of people's lives. All donations from this podcast go towards spinal muscular atrophy research and support. Your support helps fuel hope, care, and progress for the SMA community. Donate by sending a super chat clicking the link in the pinned comment or visiting thesickpodcast.com/donate. By the way, the Cavallaro family, speaking of which, have they've had an annual event for the past 20 plus years. They have a gala. They usually do it at around Valentine's. It's called Sammy's Valentine's Gala. And post-COVID, during COVID, obviously, that was on hiatus for a while. And last year, they were back for the first time in years, and they actually had it in April. This year, the event's going to be in May. I don't know. Do we have an exact date, Rosa? On the 2nd of May, there's going to be Sammy's Gala, which is going to take place at Plaza Volare on Côte de Liesse. And I've emceed the gala for many, many years now. And actually, that's where I met Sammy and the family pretty much for the first time, give or take about 15 years ago. And about 9 or 10 years after that, I started working for them. So it's kind of cool and working with them. And so I hope to see you all at that gala on the 2nd of May, 2026.
Nothing but goodness, right? That's all we want there.
And hopefully the Canadiens aren't playing a playoff game that night. And if they are, guess what?
You miss it.
Now we're going to have a TV in the reception hall.
And well,
We've done that before.
You know what?
This man thinks.
But you know what? Knowing this family, they'll be able to pull off a live podcast from the gala.
Well, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. There's no doubt about it.
But tonight,
hey, that Santa Claus is gorgeous, though. I got to bring that home. Can I bring that home after the show? I got to bring that home.
Bring it back
I want
next
to
year.
thank. I want to thank
back next year.
Luciano of Lucky Graphics for that. By the way, he's on Champ d'Eau in Saint Leonard, and thank you, Luciano. You're an artist, and he helped decor our studio here, and he added that to the decor. I love that Santa Claus.
I like his rosy cheeks more than your rosy cheeks. If you a little bit of blush there, Tony, and you're
yeah,
good.
that's a high blood pressure.
Just
by
a
the
little.
Way. That's exactly what it is. It's high blood pressure. So look, hopefully we can get that amount to $10,000 because I think, you know what, all in all, in a 13 or 14 hour day, I think that would be a real good amount.
So you're not getting rid of this face until we get to 10. That's the motivation right there. Ultimate motivation.
We are $900 away from $10,000.
Wow. And you know what? Thank you so much, everyone that has already donated. It means whether it's $1 or $100, it doesn't matter. It's fantastic. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget that. Once again, that is thesickpodcast.com/donate.
Look at this. Levon says, make it $850 away. Great stuff, Tony. Much love all the way from Los Angeles.
They should get you to pay for things. So like $100, and then Tony will do a soccer celebration.
Take his shirt off and do a knee slide.
$250, he'll sing Conte Partiro, and you're gonna see, this is what we want right now.
Love the podcast, love the concept you guys have for today with the telethon. Thank you very much. This coming in from Exoteen. We still have a lot to talk about. And that is another stat that surprised me tonight. Brendan Gallagher got over 15 minutes.
He was working hard.
Yeah,
he does. I spoke with Denis Gauthier earlier today on the French podcast.
Yeah,
and we talked about the players are starting to add up on this team because let's be honest here. With Phil Deneau added to the team, Samuel Blais called up. Owen Beck, of course, with a healthy scratch for tonight's game. The Canadiens are without. Alex Newhook, without Patrick Laine, without Kirby Doc, who, by the way, should be back either by the end of 2025 or early on in 2026.
Yeah.
There's going to be some extra bodies. Exoteen just says, just donated $100. Hope you guys get above the 10K.
Good for Exo, but hold on. We need to know whose mustache is he talking about there? Lead mustache. Is it this ugly mustache?
It's got to be mine. It's got to be mine.
I think, but blonde people have really bad, this is bad facial hair, but
this just got groomed today. So I'm going to have a big talking to my hairdresser.
Yellow's full of bad ideas. He says, why don't you just tell the next person who donates $100 you're going to take off your shirt?
Oh, yeah, there's an offer. There's the standing offer right now.
Hold on a second.
It is me.
Where is that?
Mustache is me.
I think I have a worse mustache.
But he does say red one. So it was me.
Oh, well, red? Or
red
somebody said that they're going to donate $100 if I take off my shirt. Now, here's the deal, okay?
I'll give you $100 to keep it on.
Here's the deal. I don't have a problem taking off my shirt, okay? But what was a relatively slim stomach coming into the day has now had 17 pastries,
those
4 pieces of pizza,
good. Those cannolis are good.
Philly cheesesteak, 4 glasses of pomegranate, 3 cold coffees, 4 eggnogs.
What are you saying? It's got to be 150? Is that what you're saying?
2 chicken pitas, a couple of pizzas. I this is going to be tough if I.
Literally, it's going to be tough to take the shirt off.
If I take off the shirt, there's no woman falling in love tonight. I got to tell you.
Au moins 5,000 calories. Au moins.
I would think I hit the 10,000 calorie mark.
You hit the so 10,000, 10,000.
I would think
it's a milestone night.
I would think I hit the 10,000
No
calorie
shot.
mark. But just on the eggnog alone.
How much is an eggnog?
No, it's
They were knocking back the eggnogs, though. It was eggnog fest there for a little while. Yeah. I think they're pretty amped up for Tony being, hey.
next telethon will be for Tony's quintuple bypass.
We'll raise money for that when you have to
I don't know. I
we
shouldn't be
have
laughing.
Marc.
Pop $50 in the pot, says Michel Labonte. Thank you very much.
Amazing. It's
That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Flamer has a point.
Flamer has a point. If you take off the shirt, chances are you won't be able to put it back on. That's a good one.
It's like when you break your foot when you're playing hockey, you keep the skate on. You keep
Also,
it at
if you
all
take
times.
the shirt off,
Levan says no. No dance. No dance.
Please,
You deserve the 10,000 calories, says Ted Teven's ghost.
You work hard enough, though. I'll tell you that.
The late, great Ted Teven.
Oh, and Leonardo. Rigi or Rigi? You would know this.
That's Leo Ricci, who was actually here with us earlier tonight. Sent $50. Thank you, Tony, for tonight. That's very nice. Huh?
Absolutely.
Leonard Ricci, real estate agent with the Joe Magri Group for Remax.
Everyone that came in was beyond nice, and they all came bearing gifts. I like that. That's the Italian day there. Everyone shows up with delicious food.
FPT, Tony, I love you. Thank you. And I love you too. Thank you very much.
We must be getting pretty close then. We must be
I would imagine we're pretty
$200
close
away there, I'm guessing there.
Why don't we give them more Montreal Canadiens stock? I think it'll inspire everyone to send over a few more dollars. Okay. Fowler. What did you see tonight?
I saw a goalie that had confidence. His lateral transitions were fantastic. In the first period, Boston could have scored about 5 goals.
There was a 2-on-1. A pass went from Geeky to Pasternak, which, by the way, a lot of people thought Pasternak shot the puck. Lane Hutson came back to try and cut off the pass.
Is that, yeah?
And it redirected off of Hudson's stick. But Fowler's lateral movement from right to left, he was with it the whole time, and he made a big save.
We got a Polito donated 100.
Tony Polito. That's Tony Polito, I think.
You can keep the shirt on. So we're getting.
He already did it.
And then we have Claire who donated. Thank you, Claire. Hi,
If
Claire.
it's a Tony Polito, I know he's an excellent hockey coach out of Laval. Donated $20 earlier, says Claire.
Jacob
Forza
Fowler
Tony,
is giving confidence to the rest of the lineup.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're seeing right now is a team that is not afraid that their goalie is gonna. And I don't want to bash the other guys because we already talked about Montembeault and Dobesh, but
what an impression he's made.
Fowler gives confidence to the entire lineup.
What an impression he's made. And you know what? I think one of the things that said a lot about Fowler was that miscommunication with his defense and with Kapanen.
Mm-hmm.
When Michkov actually comes in behind them and strips him of the puck as he took his time, juggled, and probably didn't take the information, and he passes it out in front to Bobby Brink, and he scores that goal to make it 3-1 for the Philadelphia Flyers in the final minute of period number 2. That was a nail in the coffin.
Did you hear what he said after the game?
He said at the end of the game,
he took it.
That's on me.
Yeah.
And I need to be better. And I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to make it again.
Because you could see Noah Dobson was telling him, get rid of the puck, get rid of the puck.
Yeah.
I was watching
That
it on
was something.
TV, and on TV they're saying it's not Fowler's fault. He didn't. It was, but that's fine.
He's 20 years old.
How many
okay.
games of AHL experience did Fowler have before he joined the
He's
Habs?
21 years old.
15,
That's
20 games, or was it maybe 18 games?
18 games. 3 last year and 15 this year at the time of his call-up.
I mean, this is a guy who's green. So we're seeing a guy, and to me, it's his lateral transitions. We're seeing him going left to right, and
right there.
these are the type of saves that Samuel Montembeault and Dobesh weren't making. And again, I don't want to but these are the type of shots where you're like, that would have gone in.
It's
right?
amazing. David Ollinger has donated $250 to Cure SMA. Thank you so much, David. That's an amazing donation.
I'm still thinking about John. That is absolutely amazing.
That's amazing.
Good
hey,
job.
Listen, every dollar counts. John Zucker sent
David
over
Ollinger.
$700.
I recognize that name off Twitter, I think.
David Ollinger,
I believe.
$250.
Very nice person
Look,
on
there's,
Twitter.
there's no donation too big. There's no donation too small.
Absolutely.
Every dollar counts to trying to find the cure. Listen, we're going to continue to fight with Sammy. Sammy's been fighting ever since he was diagnosed at the age of 9 months. And once again, he's 25 years old. Sammy could have given up a long time ago. I'm going to tell you a quick story, okay?
Yep.
I don't remember the exact age. I'm guessing it was 12 or 13. And Yellow, who's there. Sammy, by the way, once again, I said this, okay? We have, we're in the main studio right now. We have another room which we can see, which is about 20 feet away, which is to our right is a conference room, and to the left is a podcast studio. Sammy's locked in that podcast studio right now. My son is with him, my eldest Anthony, who wants to get into the business, and he's been working with us. And Agnello's there, and I believe Sammy's mom Rose is there too, because I didn't see her leave. But they've been locked in that studio, and Sammy's been working the board and bringing up all the clips and all of that. Rosa is there
for over 12 hours
since 10 o'clock this morning.
Sacky dude.
It's not impressive that I've been here since 9 o'clock this morning, and I hosted from 10 to 12, and I hosted from 5:30 to 7 o'clock.
Been there for every
and
minute.
I hosted from 10 o'clock up until now, 10:30. What's more impressive is Sammy's been locked in that room since 10 o'clock this morning, and Sammy's at master control, and Sammy is making sure that the chat is working, that the stream is working, that all the pictures and graphics that we sent over are all working. He uploads everything. He puts everything on the screen. He's taking a look at our numbers.
He's the producer. He does everything.
He's
right?
the producer. He's doing everything. He's actually sending the link to our collaborators to come on. If they're not coming on, he's contacting the collaborators to try and come on. He's making sure that all of their audio and all of their video is working. Sammy's doing everything. And he does everything every day. So I'll tell you a quick story, and I'm going to be off here by a year or two, whatever it is. Sammy, at one point, besides everything, at one point, I think when he was, in his teens, had to get operated. I think on his back, or I wish I would remember the entire story, but I think he had to get operated. Was it his back? At what age? At 10 years old. And why did he have to get operated on his back again? Scoliosis. All right. He had scoliosis. All right. How long was he supposed to be in the hospital for? Okay. Sammy's immune system is obviously not as strong as someone who's, 100% healthy. He had scoliosis of his back, and they told him, be prepared to spend 2 months in hospital. Rosa, when was he home? 3 weeks later.
Actually, 1 week after surgery.
1 week after surgery.
If I stub my toe in the morning, that's it. That's it for my day. I'm not going out. And if I can't find my lip balm, I'm not going out either.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
Sammy's mind is extremely strong. Sammy has a mentality that's different than everyone else.
Yeah.
And it's mind over matter. And he's proven that to me time and time again. It's pretty amazing. Okay. I think that we are close to the $10,000. I would think by now.
The chat is loving Sammy right now. Sammy is the warrior we all yearn to be. Absolutely inspiring, and that's pretty darn good. That's pretty much what we all yearn to be. Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Why don't we? So now we talked about Fowler. How much? We're $200 away from 10,000. Huh?
Not bad.
$200 away from 10,000.
Pas pire, ça.
Agnello, what do you say?
6 days notice.
Agnello, what do you say? We hit the amount and we end this thing off in style, or we have to go until midnight? We told everyone to go until midnight.
You told everyone you're going to go.
You
till
did,
midnight.
and Eric Oziel took the over on going over midnight.
Eric Oziel took the over.
He
that
took
I'm gonna
the
go
over.
I think we have to do a beer shower at least in your new studio.
Eric
there, you know?
Oziel finished his show saying he's taking the over.
I don't want to let Eric down.
Well, you have 28 minutes for $250, so that's about $10 a minute there, buddy.
I don't want to let Eric down. One of the things we can do is, by the way, let's take a look at the Atlantic.
That was a big game for the Habs.
Massive game.
They were what, 2 points up? Now they're 4 points up with a game
Detroit
in hand.
47.
What's going on with Detroit? How are they good?
That's a great question. 47 for Detroit,
They have a
45 for the
minus
Canadiens.
How is that possible?
By the way, guys, let's take a look at this, okay? In the Atlantic, Detroit 47, Montreal 45. Detroit's played a game more than the Canadiens. The Tampa Bay Lightning are 2 points behind the Montreal Canadiens. The Lightning have a game in hand. How big is that game going to be?
On the 28th?
On Sunday, December 28th.
Tony.
Huge.
By the way, you know who's going to be there?
You.
Me.
Tony, remember the game against the Bruins where it was the first game where they were coming off those 2 losses?
Yeah, they lost 3-2 to the Canadiens.
3-2, yeah.
So going into that game, everyone said after those 2 losses, if the Canadiens can't get up for this, it's over.
Yeah.
They can't get up for anything.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Lightning are in a very bad place right now
Why?
because they've been losing games.
Yeah.
They've been sliding. And in the way the
You know when they started sliding?
Last year?
No. When they found out that Victor Hedman was going to be a long-term.
So
They're sliding without Hedman.
But
Makes
so
sense.
they started sliding.
Yeah.
And the Canadiens don't fare very well against the Tampa Bay Lightning. That game is going one of 2 ways. Either we continue to see killer mentality from the Montreal Canadiens,
Or they fall apart.
or this is just what the doctor ordered for the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is right after a break on
they're-
home ice.
Right now, Tony, they see your. By the way, they're on your computer, right? Just so you know that.
Yeah.
They can. Oh no.
No, they're
Do they
not.
see that, or we
they,
see that?
They don't see that. We see that.
No, we see
Okay,
that.
good.
They're on the
It's starting
YouTube.
to
Yeah,
freak
no,
out.
I'm just searching Victor
It's
Hedman.
without the A.
Oh, yeah, that's
So-
right. That's right. By the way.
But you're right. The Habs are a Jekyll and Hyde team. Like sometimes they show up. I'm like, this is a cup contending team. Other dates, like tonight, that was the last effort that you'd want to see a playoff team put forward.
Since the game against Edmonton,
Yeah.
this has been an unbelievable hockey.
Which one? The one where the Garrett rank there, the referee ruined it there with Anderson, or the one that just happened
the
there?
one that just happened.
They somehow, I don't know what it is with the Habs, but they make Connor McDavid just be very good, which is good for defending. He's not amazing against the Habs. He's just good.
He's just good. He's never killed.
And you know who
the
does
Canadiens.
great against Connor McDavid, which I'm surprised. I don't think he was. I think he was still injured. Was Mike Matheson? I think he was injured. Did Mike Matheson play against the Oilers? I don't think he did.
I don't think.
I think he was out. So that was a team effort, and we're seeing. But Jacob again. No, that was Jakob.
Yeah,
right?
Jakob Dobesh was in
Jakob
there.
and Jacob.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm trying to find out how long Victor Hedman's going to be out
Hey
for.
Tony, I guess.
But he's
there's
out long term.
There's some news for you there.
We're over $10,000
Madame
for
Monsieur.
your SMA.
Good job. Over 10. Thank you, everybody. Honestly, thank you so much.
That's
That is
amazing, eh?
huge.
That's amazing.
A lot of
That's
effort
really
put into
good.
this that you don't see, and it's the
That-
people.
that's
It's the people
amazing.
behind the scenes that make it happen.
That's amazing. I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of that.
Honestly, great. Good job. Shout out
That's-
to you, Sammy. Shout out to you. And the chat loves Sammy. I know I don't deserve as much love, but I want like a tenth of the
fraction,
a fraction, right?
Nothing
It's 'cause
much. We don't ask for much.
It's because we have ugly mustaches that
That's
they
right.
don't want to. Yeah,
Yeah.
$50 and I'll get rid of this thing. You know?
100 and I'll shave mine.
Hey man, I'm blonde. It takes me a long time to grow this out.
Yeah, this beard will be full in about 4 days.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's not bad. At least you don't get 6 different colors like I do.
No, I don't.
No.
I get some gray though.
I think Jacob Fowler is Montreal starter now, right? Can we say that? I don't think St. Louis would say it, but officially, is Jacob
Victor
Fowler?
Hedman is eyeing possibly a February 1st return. February 1st return.
Just once
for
you lose
Victor
a guy
Hedman.
that does 35 minutes a night, yeah, it's tough to replace.
That's
Hedman with your
And it's-
top AHL guy.
but
Yeah.
but that's the thing is that the Tampa Bay Lightning
he's out with an elbow injury. He had
outside of their
surgery.
top line, 2/3 of their third line of their second line, team's not deep.
I still like what they did though, going balls to the wall every time there. I'm a big fan.
Oh
of that.
yeah,
I'm a big fan
of course. Listen,
Can't believe 10,000. Good job, guys. I'm still pretty,
Yeah,
like,
it's
pumped
amazing.
about
Yeah,
that is
I'm
amazing.
I'm very, very happy with that.
anytime that you have Nikita Kucherov on your team, you're in the dance. You're in the conversation. You're going
The
to be in
most
the mix.
lovable guy in the NHL, Nikita Kucherov. He's got
So-
just so much character.
Yeah.
By the way, we have about 1,800 watching right now on YouTube. Okay, 1,800 on YouTube, and on Twitter we have 3,900. So that's 5,700 plus Facebook.
And
we're
you
at
can keep
6,000.
donating. Hey, no matter what, this goes to a fantastic cause. So
Yes.
I know we got up
We're
to
at
10,000.
6,000 people watching
So
right
we
now
got-
with YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And you know what? With 6,000 people watching, there's no way I'm going to tap out right now.
No, you still have at least 23 minutes.
No. We're going till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Did you say we there? Was that the royal
you say
we? Was
we?
that the royal we? Or?
Okay. You know what? Matt's going until 1 o'clock in the
All
morning.
right.
I'll drive you home.
Just yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Actually, Yellow, drive this man home. That's he
Right
lives
on
in-
the way.
He lives in NDG, which is good news for you because now he can't tell you that he can't join the Sick Media Network because
It's
he
true.
lives too far away. He's
I-
only 10 minutes away. It's going to be perfect.
You know what? The funny thing is, I looked. I'm like, there's no good way to get here, Tony. So I don't know. I could come up with excuses. There,
By the
right?
way, the sofas that we have here are actually sofa beds, so you don't even have to rent your apartment. You could actually just come here and you can sleep here.
Have you sat in one of those chairs in the other studio?
Those chairs are courtesy of and from Mobilier Monora. Comfort like you can't believe. Right here in Quebec, as a matter of fact, unbelievable. Lazy boy chairs. The leather is absolutely incredible, and their build, their design. This is top quality stuff. Mobilier Monora.
You know what I did recently?
By the way, we thank all of our sponsors, going from Betway, Energy Transportation Group, Playground, the Geloso Beverage Group, and Bittt Tibi. You see the beers here.
It was delicious. This was delicious.
They have been absolutely amazing with us, and so thank you very much.
I bought a cheap chair the other day, Tony.
Yeah,
big mistake.
Yeah, you shouldn't do
right
that.
away. Big boys like me, no.
Yeah.
I gotta get. So where am I going again to go find a nice lazy boy?
Mobilier Monora. I'll set you up.
Absolutely.
You're Frank a call in life. You get what you pay for.
That's exactly it. I did not pay a lot for the chair that I got. That is now outside and
broken.
Even the squirrels are like, "What is this? What is this chair? I don't want this."
So,
chair.
guys.
Good lumbar.
So we talked about the Atlantic Division. Detroit 2 points up on the Canadiens. Canadiens have a game in hand.
Both.
The Canadiens 2 points up on Tampa. Tampa Bay has the game in hand. Guys, that is the 4-point game of the season thus far.
The Canadiens can make a real statement in that game.
They did a year ago in Tampa. You guys said we didn't. They don't have Tampa Bay's number. Remember last year what happened?
No.
Right after the holidays. Right after the Christmas. Canadiens went into Florida.
Laine had just shown up.
No, not really.
Okay.
So Patrick Laine got hurt in preseason.
Yep.
Right? Patrick Laine, correct, came back and played his first game when?
December 28th or something?
December 2nd. The Canadiens hosted the New York Islanders.
Early, yeah. Okay.
He scored a goal on the power play.
Yeah.
The Canadiens won the game 2-1 in overtime. I think it was Suzuki who scored the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Laine actually scored a power play goal in each of his first 3 games. After Christmas, the Canadiens had a game on a Saturday afternoon.
Vegas?
In Florida.
Oh, okay.
Jakub Dobeš pitched a 4-0 shutout. The following night, with Samuel Montembeault in goal for what was, I believe, a 5 p.m. start in Tampa, the Canadiens beat the Tampa Bay Lightning by a score of 5-2.
And they don't make the playoffs without that win.
That was Sunday late afternoon game. Couple of nights later, so that game was, the game in Florida was on the 28th of December. The game in Tampa was on the 29th of December. And on Tuesday, the 31st of December, at 3 p.m. Eastern time, last year, the Canadiens were in Vegas. They won the game by a score of 3-2, and Samuel Montembeault made 3 huge saves in the final 30 seconds of regulation. Then the Canadiens went to Chicago on a Friday night and lost by a score of 4-2 against the Chicago Blackhawks, only to bounce back the next night in Colorado, backstopped by Jakub Dobeš. The Canadiens beat the Colorado Avalanche in a shootout.
They don't win many of those these days.
Yeah, in a shootout.
That was a big year. But you know what's funny? Because that Montembeault, so if Montembeault doesn't go crazy and say that game against Vegas, the Habs don't make the playoffs.
Well,
there's a 1-point difference.
We could say that about a lot of games.
If Patrick Laine doesn't come in and start scoring power play goals, they do not make the playoffs.
Well, that's it. Because
if Lane Hutson doesn't
well, that's
come
it.
in and
For all the hate that Patrick Laine gets, the Canadiens don't make the playoffs without Patrick Laine. That a lot of things happened last season. Like, think about how many games the Canadiens gave away, and that's why I say every game has to be treated as a must-win.
If I remember correctly, they had about 10 games to qualify, and then they pretty much crapped the bed on all of them
to the wire
until the last. It was overtime, but then they have to win the last game.
They had to win the last game, and Carolina fielded a team of AHLers. They had 11 regulars out of the lineup.
Jeez. Now, if they make it this year, it'll probably be on the back of the goalie again. Because one of the things, every time we talk about Montembeault, in my mind, I'm like, man, this guy has been excellent for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been a soldier.
He's
a real soldier.
He's been their MVP, better than, in terms of statistical value, Montembeault has been their MVP for the last
I can't
2
wait
years.
to see how they're going to handle this one, because this is, as they say en français, ça c'est un patate chaude. Là.
The thing is that Montembeault, you have to show some respect, but statistically, man.
But hold on. When does that respect run out? No, you know what I mean? Not saying disrespect. No, you know what I mean?
Respect doesn't run out of this organization. They're very, very good in the way they treat players.
Exactly. When does the patience?
I think it did. I think
well, hold on a second. You know when there was a tipping point with the patients? The second they decided to call up Jacob Fowler.
Yeah.
Well,
That's when you would get the feeling that
Yeah.
Marty St. Louis said, okay, listen, I
need
need a goalie
wins.
who can stop pucks here, okay?
but
And they had the second lowest save percentage. Only other team that had lowest save percentage was the Edmonton Oilers.
that was
Yeah.
before Stuart Skinner got traded, and
Yeah.
then Tristan Jarry got injured in the first game. Tony,
Dave says you don't have to show respect. This is a business. If you can't do your job and or someone else
right.
does it better,
He's right.
you lose your job.
He's right.
Yikes.
you're right, but at the same time, good businesses treat their people well, and they honor those who have given their time to that business. So, again, it'll be the third time I've said it in 14 hours. Samuel Montembeault in January 1st, 2022, played on a roster that dressed 17 skaters. You dress a full NHL lineup is 18 skaters. He dressed for 17 skaters. Amongst those skaters were Cédric Paquette, Sami Niku.
And he was injured at the time. His
He had a wrist.
catcher was
He had a
injured.
wrist
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, he needed surgery.
Cam Hillis, Jesse
Cam
Ylonen.
Hillis.
Do any of these names ring a bell to you? You know what I mean? This was the lineup that the Canadiens were trotting out in Florida. And Samuel Montembeault with an injured wrist, nobody knew about it till the end of the season.
Those are names typical of a team in a full rebuild.
Cam Hillis.
Cam Hillis.
The pride at Trois-Rivières, I believe. He went for a little bit there. Yeah.
So that's the team that was trotted out in front of Samuel Montembeault, and he did not say a word. He did not complain. Yes, he got a contract out of it, but he also played pretty damn well last year, and that means something. That means something. Maybe the patience may have run out, but they're still going to do right by him.
Yep.
They have to.
I feel like Martin St. Louis did really go to bat for him this year, even though they couldn't, kept going back to him, giving him that chance. But I feel like he also overplayed his hand a little bit.
Yes.
He was forcing Montembeault to go. Sometimes when the confidence isn't there, you got to pull back a little bit. He's got the yips. So let's be honest. That's exactly what it is.
You don't forget how to play goalie.
But that's
You're in the
thing.
NHL.
So right now there's something but Marco Marciano is not going to fix that. Who's
No.
the Eric? Who's the
Eric Raymond in
Eric
Montreal.
Raymond's not going to fix that. You know what I mean? I don't know when it's going to happen, but I hesitate to say get rid of Montembeault or whatever.
I think goalie coaches can fix it.
I think that Montembeault can bounce back, and I know that sounds a little crazy, but is the reason he was their best player for the last 3 years. And I'm talking statistically, he brought more value than even Suzuki.
Yeah.
It's almost always like that for a goalie, but still, Montembeault for a solid 36 months was their best player.
But things change in sports, and
Dave was right. It's a business.
But we're talking about things that were done a year ago. We're talking about things that were done 2 years ago. We're talking about things that were done 3 years ago.
Today,
There's a
Fowler
lot that
was
changes. I mean, this is a business of what have you done for me lately?
Yes.
By the way, Sammy Cavallaro at Master Control. Sammy, if you can hear me, and I know you can, I've just sent over the schedule for the month, the remaining schedule for the month of December. And if we can bring it up, and then later I'm going to ask you for the month of January. So, when we bring it up, I think we can dissect what the Canadiens were able to do in the month of December. So, Sammy, if you can bring up the schedule for the month of December.
Did you know that Fowler was the first Florida goalie to ever that surprised me. The first Florida goalie to ever start a game in the NHL.
From the most random town, Melbourne.
Here it is.
Big hockey hotbed.
Yes.
Guys, I want you to look at this. Let's take a look at the month of December for the Canadiens.
They did okay, man. They did really okay.
5-2 loss versus Ottawa. They bounce back with a win versus Winnipeg. So they're 1-1. They go into Toronto. They win 2-1. So 2 wins, 1 loss. 4-3 loss versus St. Louis. 6-1 loss versus Tampa.
That was a bad one.
2 wins, 3 losses. Can't believe I'm doing this by hand, but anyway, I am. 4-2 win in Pittsburgh, 3-3. 5-4 loss versus the Rangers, 3-4. Win 4-1 versus Edmonton, 4-4. 4-1 loss versus Philly, 4-1 win versus Chicago, 5-5. 4-0 win versus Pittsburgh, 4-3 loss. Basically 6 wins, 6 losses. Tonight, it's 7 wins, 6 losses. But in those 6 losses, they were able to pick up a couple of overtime points.
If you would have looked at this, Tony, before the month started, would you think I thought they were going to get destroyed in December? I thought that was going to be the end of them.
They're a good team. They're not a great team.
No.
Not yet.
On some nights, they're a
They're
good team, Tony. On some nights, they're great. On other nights, not so much.
They're playing as a unit right now, and that's what they need to do with the amount of talent that's out of their lineup. They're playing very well as a unit.
15 games in 28 days.
Hey, ça, c'est occupé, ça.
15 games in 28 days.
That's absolutely nuts.
12 more minutes.
We're good. We're good.
And
I've been on since 10 o'clock this morning. It's 11:49 p.m.
And now he says,
does
"You wanna
he
go?"
want it ended now or
You wanna end it?
No, I'll do an extra 10 minutes. Don't worry about it. As a matter of fact, you know what? I made up my mind. I'm going on until 1 o'clock in the morning.
And I'm losing my Duolingo streak in the name of this.
No, I'm not. I'm not going on until 1 o'clock in the morning. Why did I say that? I'm not doing that. We promised to be on until midnight.
Yeah.
We're going to keep our word. In life, if you don't have your word,
You got nothing.
you have nothing. Okay?
I just watched Scarface too. Yeah.
Tony Montana.
Hey, man, that's all he's got is his life and his word. And
I always tell the truth, even when I lie. All right. Now, you're freaked out over December? Are you
I
ready
thought it
for
was going to
this?
be bad. I thought they were going to get destroyed in December, man.
So, of the 6 losses,
Yep.
2 are in overtime. So, it's a record of 7-4-2. Okay?
Wow.
7-4-2. Even if they lose the next 2 games,
It was a good month.
it's 7-6-2. So 7 wins gives you 14, and the 2 gives you 16. So
Those are the points that get you into the playoffs. Getting those extra points, even though you lose here and there. Yeah.
So 7-6, 7-4-2. If you go 7-8, that would be 15. So that would mean even if you lose the next 2, it would be
out of
16 points
30, right?
that you got. So you're above 500. You're above 500.
And a big old road trip in the middle as well. So this is usually when the Habs either make it or break it.
Vito Di Cristo. I recognize the name because he's the gentleman from the Slush Buster. Slushbuster.ca, the innovative snow brush. Vito has donated $250.
Jeez.
So
Good job, Vito. Good
Isn't
job.
that
That's
unbelievable?
what a fantastic
Thank
amount
you,
of support
Vito.
from everyone, eh?
Yeah, it
Tony?
really is amazing. Really
This is
amazing.
something I learned a while ago working with Tony. He has the most loyal fans. And honestly, this community that has been built that I've been welcomed into is the most kind-hearted community that I have ever been a part of in the media landscape.
Yeah. The boys are still here, by the way. My boys have boys, if you want to stick around for 10 more minutes.
Or do you want to do the last 10 minutes? You can hop-
We're done in 10. You want to come on? You can't do worse to me. You want to come on? You want to be famous? Come here. Come here. I'm going to make you famous. All right. Here we go.
No, your spot.
Here we go. Here we go.
Everybody.
Here we go.
How's everything?
There we go. Huh? Hold on a second. Everyone, okay, talk to the mic. All right.
But I don't know much about hockey. So
No, don't worry about it. You don't have to talk about hockey. Just talk to the mic. Look down.
Forget
All right?
hockey.
Just look at the camera. The camera's right in front of you. Everyone, this is my youngest son, Marco. All right. So, round of applause for Marco. Hey. All right. Okay. Good. So, that's it. We're good. All right. There you have
We
it.
got one. What's the best team that you should all cheer for in England?
Arsenal.
He's got it. He's got it. He knows. He knows. It's Arsenal. He knows. He knows. That's why Marco and Mark, we get along very well there.
Stud in the club, huh, Marco? Huh?
Hey man, we're gonna have to start on Sundays, drinking beers and watching soccer. You know what I mean?
Boys, safe drive home, okay?
Arrivederci.
Careful. All right. There you have it.
Drive safe, eh?
Marco was leaving with my nephew. All right. Okay. My eldest, Anthony's here. Anthony, you want to be famous or what? You want to come on camera or what? No?
He knows better. He knows better.
No, he's him. Oh, he doesn't want to steal the show, he says. Wow.
Well, he must have gotten his looks from his mom, though, eh? That's not from you.
This
Tony,
was his
there. That's
chance.
not from you.
This was his chance. By the way, my eldest, Anthony, studies in communications.
Yeah.
And he's taking radio, television, and podcasting course. This is what he wants to do. And Anthony has been accredited
Oh wow.
for the Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. And he's been accredited for the Canadiens versus the Florida Panthers.
That's cool.
So Anthony's going to be making his media accreditation debut and press box debut on Sunday night in Tampa.
How old is he?
And on Tuesday night, he's 22.
When's the first time you got into with accreditation? How old were you?
I was 29 or 30.
I think I was about 30 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anthony's
Ahead of the curve. Ahead of the curve.
And Anthony's going to be you know what is I'm trying to show him a thing or two.
Mm-hmm.
And so Anthony's going to be going, not only going to be in the press box for those 2 games, Anthony's going to be going in the room after the game.
Nice.
And he's going to be asking the questions when the players are going to be in the scrum. So
The key is eat as much food as you can, though.
there you go.
That's
All
the
right,
most
okay.
important thing.
So
It's like it's no different from being in this studio.
Exactly.
All right,
But I will
okay.
say this: the hot dogs in Montreal at the Bell Center are overrated. I know
They have
like,
gotten
they're so
bad.
overrated, man.
They've gotten really bad.
People are like, "Oh my god, what is it?" I'm like, "Well, they put a hot dog in a bun," and they're like,
And
"Yeah,"
it-
and I'm
and it
like,
tastes
"That's
like- and
it."
it-
Hold on a
tastes like
second.
a-
So for everyone who's actually on the YouTube chat right now, if you want to wish Anthony good luck, Anthony's going to make his media debut.
I love that.
Actually,
Yeah,
he's been to boxing events with me,
Okay.
boxing events.
local.
Yeah, and he's been accredited for that. This is going to be the first time that he's going to be accredited for hockey games. And once again, this is going to be the first time that he's going to be on press box row.
I love it.
It's going to be the first time that he's going to go into the locker room. It's going to be the first time that he's going to be asking some questions. And well
Ahead of when we did it.
Anthony, look at that. Look at all the good luck. Yeah.
Can't have 2 Tony Marinos. Yeah, you're right.
Can't have 2 Marinaros. He's going to have to change his
Tony.
name. He's an Anthony. He's an Anthony. He's not Tony. He's an Anthony.
Sticking with Anthony. Okay.
All right.
I like it.
There you have it.
That
And
is
by the way,
well
I
ahead of the curve. I'm
so
happy for
look,
him.
I say this,
Yeah.
but at his age, Anthony's better than I was.
I will agree with that.
At his age, at 22, he's better than I was at 22.
Oh, I thought you
were
were saying
you-
right now. Because
No,
I was
no.
going to say right
Right
now.
now, no, I think I'm a notch above, but
Barely.
he's at his age, he's better than I was, and I think he's got more potential. As a matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
you know when he broke the ice? A couple of months ago, he called Stephen A. Smith live on his TV show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and he was live with Stephen A. Smith. You ready for this? You want to know what he told Stephen A. Smith?
You don't know hockey? He's
No, he told him, Stephen, you're the GOAT.
Yeah, he's the greatest of all time, of course.
Jeez. I'm like, what about me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but
no,
there's
you-
Stephen A. Smith and
You're
then,
not Stephen A. Smith.
and then the rest of us.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I have no problem with you calling Stephen A. Smith.
I will
the
say
GOAT.
this, Tony, you are the entertainer of Montreal, though. I don't think anyone comes close. Nobody
Thank
comes
you
close
for
on the
saying
air right
that. I
now. No, I'm
appreciate
serious.
that.
I'm
Thank
serious
you.
when I
No,
say this.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're in the business of entertainment, and you entertain better than anyone else in this city.
Thank you very much. That's very nice of you to say.
Matthew's okay.
Thank you. That's very nice. of you to say. Thank you very much. All right. So look, I'm excited for Anthony for these games.
Look at Castle Grayskull. Now that's goody. That's funny. 2 Marinaros is 1 Marinara.
That's pretty good.
I mean, come on. That's
So the Canadians once again are going to be in Tampa on
the 28th.
Sunday,
Yeah.
and they're going to be in
the
Florida.
30th.
By the way, I have a little tidbit for you. Ready? Because my wife and my youngest Marco are going to the games. They're going to be sitting in the stands.
Nice.
And my friends who we're traveling down with, we're going down with a couple of families. They're all going to the game as well. You ready for what a prime ticket, like what a great seat costs?
know.
Do you get
know.
popcorn with it, or is it just the seat there?
Okay,
Is it
you
just
ready for what do you think? So a friend of mine
Florida?
last month
They don't do those.
went
bottles
to
for the
watch.
Canadians
They don't do
games.
the-
A
No,
friend
the
of mine
combos.
last month went to watch the Panthers.
Yeah.
And the Toronto Maple Leafs in Florida.
So that's a high value ticket.
Had the best seat in the house.
Mhm.
Best seat. We're talking about 100s section, lower bowl.
Glass. Yeah.
Okay. 42 US for the ticket.
Yep.
Okay.
Resale.
That's what 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Okay. 3-4
You
weeks ago.
can't park
max.
under the Bell Center for that much. It's double that to park under the Bell Center.
When the Canadians play the Panthers on Tuesday, December 30th. Just guess what that same ticket costs.
There's a lot of Quebecers in Florida.
Yes. So that $42 US ticket,
$75.
it's going for $280 US cost.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so
7
the tickets in
times the
Florida
amount.
went.
That's what winning a
That's
Stanley
because it's
Cup.
Montreal, isn't it? It's Montreal.
No.
It's snowbirds.
It's because it's Montreal.
It's snowbirds. Yeah. Yeah.
Because 3 weeks before versus the Leafs, that same
It's not
ticket was
counted at all.
42 US.
That's a premium
That
ticket. Yeah.
ticket before the Panthers were good though.
Yes.
That same ticket used to be $125 US, and that's a
And you would get a jersey and,
you probably,
popcorn
you
and
probably
yeah.
got parking for free and
Yes.
4 hot dogs.
yes.
And you got to hang out with the player. He would go into your garage and
Hey,
clean
you
it
know how
up
much
for
a
you.
bottle of water is at the Florida Panthers hockey game?
Now,
$8
okay.
US.
Now, That game on
More than gasoline.
that game on
Wait,
Sunday, December 28th in
Yeah.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Also in Tampa, you can get a great seat in the 100s for that same price in the $40 section, in the $40 range. Okay. Versus the Canadiens, not quite as expensive as versus Florida, but in the 100s, $240 US a ticket. Yeah.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah. $240 US a ticket.
Hockey is, I think it's the most expensive live viewing sport.
I think football, but just because there's 12, right? Or there's 16, right? You're not getting a lot
Football's
of games.
expensive.
I know football's
I
expensive.
went to a preseason game
Basketball's not cheap.
for Baltimore, and I think we paid $200 for a preseason game up in the like.
I went to a New England Patriots game earlier this year, and it's Boston sports,
But it's a cool experience. It's
Sure.
a cool ass experience. Like, yeah.
whether they're good or bad, it's going to be an expensive ticket, $240 US. But hockey, just it seems like every game is. You
Yeah.
look everywhere. It's.
Are you
so
ready
ma-
for? You saw we talked about the 15 games in 28 days in the month of December.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the month of January? As they say en français,
Ça va être fou.
attache
Ta
ta
tuque
tuque.
avec la broche chérie.
Let's bring
L'hiver
up-
va être tough cette
Look
année.
at this. 2,
Attache ta
6,
tuque avec la broche
10, 16
chérie.
games
Cette année.
in 30 days. This is a killer schedule.
And there's two back-to-backs. Okay, that's or there's three
Tony,
back-to-backs actually.
Hold
Yeah,
on a
there's
second.
three back-to-backs in 1
There's
month.
there's a back-to-back
St.
on the
Louis,
3rd and
Dallas,
4th in St. Louis and in Dallas.
How do you do Calgary?
There's a back-to-back versus Calgary and versus Florida at home. Mind you, also, 2 nights later, you're hosting Detroit. So now you're playing 3 and 4.
and then
Then you're playing 4 and 6. Then you're playing 5 and 7.
but
Then you're playing
Vancouver
6 and
you're
9.
flying to Washington the next day.
That is absolutely crazy.
The Habs have
This
13
is a
back-to-backs
very,
this year.
very difficult schedule. 3, 5, 6, 8 games. 8 games. By the way, I have tickets for Saturday, January 17, Montreal and Ottawa.
Tony,
I have tickets for that game.
That's gonna always a good game.
this team needs to dig deep.
Yeah.
Because every team is going through that.
That's the thing.
Every
Okay,
single team. This is a level playing field.
13 back-to-backs is not a lot this season. When they
Yeah.
first came out, I'm like, oh my god! And I looked, they were actually like below average because of the Olympics.
Yep.
The schedule is complètement fourré.
Every team is going through something like
Yeah.
this.
So you
it's
gotta prove
it's-
your mettle.
It's
I agree
very
with
much
that.
a level playing field.
Yeah.
Is there something that stands out when you look at the schedule besides the back-to-backs? Because there's something that's just stands out big time to me. You ready? They play the Sabres 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Those could be, those
they-
could be trap games though, eh? The
They
Sabres
play
are
the
suddenly good
Sabres
now.
3
Yeah, the
times
Sabres
in
are
16
good.
days.
The Sabres are winning games.
See,
Yeah,
we
the
see that
Sabres
every
are
year
winning
though.
games.
I stopped believing in the Sabres.
No, I agree.
Every
Well,
year
I'll
I'm like,
tell you
they're
this.
gonna be good, and then
I know that it can't get worse for Buffalo than it has been for the last 12 or 13 years.
Yeah.
Kekalainen and Bergevin are going to get the Sabres back on track. I don't know how long it's going to take, but they're going to get them back on track.
I disagree.
They're going to be more competitive.
I think Bergevin's really good to bring a team to being. Yeah, you know what? He's the kind of guy you want him to make him from bad to good. You want Bergevin there. Yeah.
The thing is about
I just don't think you can go from good to great with Bergevin.
I
think-
understand, but he's
I
an
think
associate
those
GM,
two
not exactly the only.
Yeah,
they're the right guys because they're aggressive. And at this point, you have so many good
Gotta make
prospects, got so many good players that it's not working. You got to try something new.
And Buffalo's getting the reputation right now that it doesn't matter if you don't score when you're there because it sucks to play there. So people that are leaving, like Casey Middlestat, well, like his career was basically falling into the water playing for Buffalo. They need this.
6.
I have a theory that God created Buffalo just to test how long fan patience, like how much he can torture people.
Out of those 16 games, 9 are conference games.
This is the playoffs right there. That's
1,
the playoffs,
2,
basically.
3, 4, 5,
He's got to,
6, 7. 7 are division games.
Yeah.
9 are conference games.
and they're almost all playoff teams.
7
Except
of the
except for
9
Vancouver, those are all playoff teams, right?
7 of the 9 are
in 2
division
weeks-
games. The only ones out of the 9 that are conference games that are not division games are the game versus Carolina and the game versus the Washington Capitals.
But Matthew, that was a good point that everyone's going to end up going through this. They have to show up for this. I agree.
That-
I absolutely
Out of
agree.
those 7 division games, so 2 on the road, 3 on the road, 4 on the road, 1 at home, 4 and 2, 4 and 3, 4 on the road, 3 at home.
They need to win. They need to go about 550 or 600 in that to make, this is your playoffs right there. Because if you have a bad month, you're not making the playoffs out of this. That's like enough to sink you. But if they have a good month, that sets them up.
If they have the same month of January that they had in December,
yeah, just above 500 would be okay. Like you're going at 600 there. Yeah. Yeah. How many games is it? 15?
You're already ahead.
16 games in 30 days.
You're already ahead.
So you want 18 or 20 points minimum to,
They just have to be against the right teams.
But you're right. The Buffalo thing, they have to beat Buffalo just because you have to establish Montreal's an issue with it. When there's good teams, they play well. When there's bad teams, Montreal plays down to them.
Once
lately,
again,
they haven't been.
Okay. Jacob Fowler played tonight.
Yep.
He played his college hockey at Boston College.
Yeah.
He played tonight in front of a public that knows him. All right? Let's bring up December one more time.
Sammy's still on the ball, eh? Everyone else is distracted, but he's on the ball.
Where's Jacob Fowler born?
Florida.
Correct. They play Tampa in Florida. Is he going down?
Oh, you're right. And you can't. It would be punishment too.
The roster freeze.
What do you tell?
Stops on it goes until the 27th. So on the 28th,
midnight,
if they want, they can send him.
What message would that? What message would it be sending? When I said maybe
he's not going down in 2025.
If this is a meritocracy, if this is about merit, then Jacob Fowler stays here the entire time.
You can't send him down this year. And the only way you send him down is if he gets absolutely shelled in one of the games.
But now in January, let's bring up
shelled.
Let's bring up January
again. You don't want to ruin him. You don't want to ruin
exactly. It's a thing about credit. They want to have a reason to bring up Montreal.
So now let's bring up January
if this is on merit, then you have to keep him up.
And you'll know where I'm going with this, okay?
Yeah.
If you play back-to-back, both on the road in St. Louis and Dallas.
There's 3 back-to-back.
And then 3 days later, you play back-to-back versus Calgary and Florida. And then 4 days after that, you play back-to-back versus Vancouver and at Washington.
Fowler, Dobesh.
Hold on a second. So if we can agree that the back-to-backs, the goalies are going to split duty, do you think the Canadiens in the next 3 weeks will right away give Montembeault at least those 3 starts because of the back-to-back?
They can't afford.
Unless, of course, the work that he did in Laval last week and the work that he did in Laval yesterday and today with Marco Marciano and the work that he'll do when he comes back says to everyone in the organization, okay, he's back.
I think, you give him one chance, right? Like one, here you go. But whoever mentioned it's a business, how many points did the Habs make the playoffs by last year?
1 point.
1 point.
They got in on the final game of the regular season. Hold on a second. How did they get in?
They went in overtime, I believe.
They won versus Carolina.
Oh, yeah, that AHL team there. Yeah.
How many regulars did Carolina have out of the lineup?
11.
If Carolina dresses, I think they had about 10 or 11 players out of the lineup. If they dress their full team,
the margin's thin.
And the Canadiens lose that game, they're out.
The margin is razor thin. I think Hughes shows a certain level of loyalty, but whoever, I think it was David earlier mentioned in the chat, it's a business, man. It's a business.
We raised money for Cure SMA today. The day started at 10 a.m. We had several shows. Le Sick Podcast en français with myself between 10 and noon. Eric Koziel and his guests between noon and 2 en français. Shane Gaumont and Cédric Blondin between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. en français. Matt Ohayon in English welcomed Brendan Kelly of the Montreal Gazette from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m.
I love Brendan.
Pierre Maguire and Shane Gaumont were on with the Sick Podcast, the eye test between, Pierre Maguire and the Jimmy Murphy were on with the Sick Podcast, the eye test between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Marc joined me for the Habs pregame show, and I want to thank Marc. I tried to get a hold of Marc yesterday. I couldn't. He got back to me today.
I had my phone off.
And
I turned my phone off.
Give me a call. I gave him a call. I said, Marc, I'd love to have you on my pregame show today. He said, Tony, I'd be more than happy to do it. I said, Marc, let me ask you, where do you live? He said, NDG. I said, I'm at studio about 10 minutes away. Why don't you come down? We're going to have family and friends here. We're going to have a bite to eat and stuff like that. And he said, let me just check the schedule. I'll get back to you soon. 10 minutes later, he says, I'll be there. I said, okay. You're supposed to join me for a segment.
But I never shut up.
He joined me. He joined me for the entire show. And together we co-hosted the pregame show. I also want to thank Casey Hutson. She was a fabulous guest host.
Tony,
and
where has she been our entire
reporter
life? She
with
should be on TV every day.
Nesson covering the Boston Bruins. She
Casey
was
Hudson
amazing.
is the smartest person I've spoken to.
Eric
in hockey in a
Engels
long
joined
time.
us, on the
He's
Habs
okay.
pregame
He's
show
just-
as well.
I love you, Eric.
And then Matt Ohayon and Shane Gaumont, as well as Marc Dumont. Again,
Tony,
once again, came
He's
in.
supposed to stay with me for one intermission. Stayed with me for the first intermission and the entire second period.
Mark was a real trooper.
But we
today.
also didn't talk hockey the whole time. I think I was
That's
talking
true.
soccer half the
Yes,
time.
we were talking a lot of soccer. at
I
point.
think, you know what, even if he was planning on leaving, once he got that Arsenal jersey, he's like, okay,
Oh
I
my
got to
God,
stick
that's
around.
the
The
nicest
next-
thing.
now I can't
He probably said, you know what, I stick around for another hour. It might be Arsenal
For
season.
those of you that didn't see it, I randomly mentioned that Arsenal is my favorite team because I've been obsessed with Arsenal. And out of nowhere, Tony shows up with a jersey from the team, a kit, an actual proper official sweater. That was the nicest thing anyone's done to me in the last 10 years.
in the XL size that
which
you
I
wanted,
need, which I
is
definitely
pretty
need.
cool.
Yeah, well, because the soccer players, they're so skinny.
It
They're
just,
so skinny.
I was kind of lucky,
I need space for
and
my
it just
boobs,
kind of
you know?
happened
I gotta
there.
have a lot of space for my boobs.
And then, of course, you guys had the watch party, which was great. And now we finished it off with the Habs post-game show. So once again, Matt, you've been here. Like, you showed up earlier this morning. What time did you get here?
I showed up 9:30.
At 9:30 in the morning.
That's a long time, my friend.
And you stayed until it's 12:10 a.m.
Eric
Eastern.
Oziel, you're over. Cash.
There you have it.
Oh, I got over midnight. There you go.
Marc Dumont showed up, I would say, before 5 p.m., probably at around 4:30 or whatever it was. He's still here. He had to do one segment. He ended up co-hosting a show. He ended up doing the live watch party. He ended up co-hosting the post-game show. Mark, I really appreciate it, man.
Cheers, Tony.
Thank you very much for everything. And hey, listen, people have spoken.
They want me to shut up.
You've been on now a couple of times on the Sick Podcast in 2025.
It's been great.
You've been on a couple of times in the last month. People want you to play a bigger role within the team. I'm hoping you listen to the people. And I've told you this before. I actually had a conversation with you, and I think you can say that going back a couple of years ago,
Yep.
right? And I wanted you to do more with us at the time, and I'm hoping you're going to take us up on it. Matt Ohayon, who has been hosting on Friday nights for the longest time and now has been a host on Friday night shows. Matt, thank you very much. Gentlemen, happy holidays to you and yours.
And thank you everyone in the chat, for helping out today. Just the support and the money. That was amazing. I'm very
think
privileged to be part of this.
Once again, one last push. If you want to donate to Cure SMA, go to the sickpodcast.com/donate and make a donation to Cure Spinal Muscular Atrophy so we can help out people like Sammy who are holding on to the hope of a cure, so like that they can lead the kind of life that most of us have been leading. And
there's one person you didn't mention though tonight that did really good work, and I think it was the Santa behind us was fantastic.
Santa's pretty good.
He carried the bag the whole time.
I'm taking the Santa
never
home
put it
with me,
down.
by the way, because that's the best looking Santa I've ever seen in my life.
But Tony, you know that all these people are here because they love you, right? All these people that come in and that they show the love for Tony. So I think there's something to be said there about having the right people around you and attracting the right people. Tony, people love you for a good reason. Very good reason. It's because you have good food.
Yes, without a doubt. Listen, and once again, and I've said this before, I work hard at what I do. I'm not the only one. Without the people, you can't do it.
It's always the people in the back that make
the
it
reason
work.
why the sponsors get behind a show like this is because the numbers show that people are watching. The numbers show that people are engaging in the shows.
Mhm.
So if those numbers aren't there and people aren't watching and people aren't listening and people aren't commenting and people are engaging, at that point, the sponsors stay away. If the sponsors stay away, and this
Doesn't
isn't
work.
possible,
Yeah.
but the only reason why it's possible is it all starts once again with everyone watching, with everyone listening, and with everyone supporting. Here's a message up on the YouTube right now. Thank you all for an amazing day and an amazing fundraiser. We truly appreciate all of you, and we definitely do. On that note, the hero of the day for us is the hero of this company, is the hero of Sick Media. It's Sammy Cavallaro. This was his idea just over 6 years ago. He had a vision, and he's executed that, and he thinks big. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a huge podcast coming in Toronto.
Ooh.
Which is going to debut on Monday, February 9th.
Mark your calendars.
And so if you like Tony Marinaro, there's a Tony Marinaro living out of Toronto.
Yeah.
Who's as passionate about talking about the Leafs as Tony is about talking about the Canadiens. And that's going to be the next giant podcast. And then after Toronto, we're going to look at other things.
Tokyo.
In 2026. Somebody earlier today asked Agnello when we will go on Twitch. And Agnello said we'll be on Twitch in 2026.
I used to do a lot of live streams, and that's your fans would love Twitch. That's it's set up perfectly for them.
So that's something that they probably like it more if you would do it, Mark. So
I got some plants in here. Dennis came in and said I love Mark Rules. He's a friend of mine. That doesn't count. That doesn't count at all. You got to get rid of that one. That one was totally biased there.
So
honestly, Tony, you never take enough credit though. You don't take enough credit because you're the person that attracts all these good people. Honestly,
you don't have to say that.
I know you don't like hearing it, but you are the good guy. Tony, you know that, right?
So thank you very much. So we're going to do Twitch as well in 2026. And then we're planning on opening up
in Toronto. That's big.
In Toronto in
February 9th.
Yeah. And 1 year from now, we're opening up in Florida.
Really?
Yes.
Does anyone have dibs on the shows in Florida? Because
I'm sorry. I already called it. I already called it. I cut a deal with Sammy and Indiel in the back.
I figure since it's the same time zone and we can watch the games from Florida, maybe it would be cool December, January, February, March. Stay away from the snow a little bit, come back revamped and energized. That'd be good.
And they want you to be playing Grand Theft Auto, so you're going to have to learn how to be playing Grand Theft Auto. They're going to watch you play games on Twitch.
I have no idea.
That's going to be even better.
Grand Theft
That'll
Auto.
be even better.
I have no idea.
An Xbox. I can
Watching him trying to figure out Grand Theft Auto would be
awesome.
fantastic. That is top-notch Twitch right there. Yeah.
Speaking of auto, I'm going to make my way to my automobile right now. And hold on a second. Let's just go to the app right now. And let's warm it up. All right. And let's put defrost so that the ice will melt away. Thank you to everyone, all my family and friends who were here all day today. Can't do it without you as well. Very much appreciate the support. I saw who was here. And people that have been supporting me since day one, and when you work hard and when you do well, and sometimes when you don't do well, you see who's around you and you see who's there for you when you need the most, and when things go well, you see who's happiest for you, and I have to say that I'm blessed with some really, really good friends, from Dino to Phil to Joe to Pino to the list goes on and on. Thank you very much for coming in. I said Dino. There we go. That's Dino. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Agnello. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you, Sammy Cavallaro. It's the last one for me. We're going to take 3 days off. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas. And le SIC podcast en français va être de retour lundi. Ça va être Eric Oziel qui va être là pour animer la transmission avec tous nos collaborateurs. It's going to be Eric Oziel that will be hosting, and the SIC podcast will also be back in English next week as well. And I believe it'll be Shane Gaumont that will be hosting that with, of course, various collaborators as well. So once again, Marc, Merry
Joyeux
Christmas.
Noël. Joyeux Noël, mon ami.
Joyeux fête. Happy holidays, my friend. Happy holidays to all of you. And once again, to all of you who donated to Cure SMA, you are the true heroes of the day. You, Sammy, and everyone else dealing with SMA, they are the true heroes. Thank you very much. Have a great night. The Canadiens win by a score of 6-2. Backstop by Jacob Fowler's 26 saves on 28 shots. And 2 points for Demidov, 2 points for Slav, 2 points for Nick Suzuki, 3 points for Noah Dobson, and 3 points for Lane Hutson. Dave Struggs, his top 5% viewer this past year for Tony Marinaro's The SIC Podcast. Great work. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Je vous aime. I love you very much. Happy holidays. Enjoy your loved ones. And I'll be back in the new year and wishing all of you the very best in 2026. But if there's one thing I can wish you more than anything else, it's health. Because if you think about it, nothing really else matters. Thank you. God bless. Love you all. Have a great night.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow The Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. The Sick Podcast is brought to you by Energy Transportation Group, driven to be different. Bittt, embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination.